Dirts don't poop. No,
Really? Dirts don't poop.
I don't know. I don't even.
Put that on a piece of corn.
I don't know what that sentence was gonna be. Lore Boys here. How'd you get into my home? My name is Peter O'Donohue. Please leave. I'll call the police if you don't shut this podcast off right now. Across from me is Ethan Palmer.
I'm Ethan Palmer. Hi.
He's also in my house. And over to my right, which I had to think about for a second because I'm an idiot, is James Miller. I'm like, what direction am I looking right now? I need like a sextant.
Peter, can I ask, why does your house exist in an interdimensional space?
I don't know. I don't even know if we can breathe in here, but I don't need to.
I haven't had a problem yet.
Yeah,
So.
I haven't had a problem yet, so I'm assuming there's oxygen or an oxygen equivalent.
Yeah. That five-eyed octopus is looking at me funny. But...
Yeah, I think. It doesn't blink, though.
Yeah.
It's very odd. Anyway, here. I lost my train of thought here. Did I even give them your full name?
My name's James Miller. Yeah, you did. And then I said, hi, I'm James Miller. So now that's...
Three times.
Terrible.
James Miller? James Miller. James Miller? James Miller.
James Miller. That's 10.
That's 10. There we go.
Now he's going to appear in my bathroom and stab me to death. Before we get started, I just want to shout out a big thank you to a woman on the internet, Orally Nix, for the retweets.
Yep.
I did check out our stats. We get a little bit of a download spike, which is fucking fantastic. So thank you very much for supporting us.
Yeah, thanks
also,
for the support.
It's some internet charity goes a long way.
Yeah. If you like cats, she has an Instagram for cats called Awoti's Cats, which is a woman on the internet acronym.
I also have a cat that I photograph sometimes.
She's got 3 of them. They're adorable. Check it out.
3's too many cats. Well, I take back what I take back what I
take
said.
it all back.
Too many cats. Too crazy.
I don't agree.
I've only got the one.
Yeah.
I had my sister babysitter once to where the hell was I? I can't
Chicago.
remember. No. I can't remember why I had my cat. Oh, it's because
Beijing.
Fuck. My apartment
Saskatchewan.
was just like, since it's the moving season, we will be having exterminators in every single room. Just in case, as a preventative measure. So you and your pets best get out tomorrow.
GTFO,
And I was like, fuck me.
we're
man.
we're poison bombing your bedroom.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks. So yeah, I had to put. So I was worried because my cat's an ex-stray. I thought she was gonna be a huge bitch. Turns out my sister's cat, who's like a sphinx, was the huge bitch.
Yeah.
My cat was super chill.
Your cat's seen shit.
I had to. Well, I had to keep them segregated, like the skins from the furs. Keep them in separate rooms. Yeah. But that was it.
Basketball or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Skins versus furs.
Skins versus furs.
Let's play some basketball.
That's Monster High. That's
My cat fucking dunked on Scully. All right.
Okay.
The
Scully,
cat.
Scully the cat. If you're listening, fuck you.
Fuck you, Scully.
Fuck you. Screamer's better.
You dirty little meat rat. You don't even have hair.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? It is actually one of the grossest things on earth. She looks like a turkey with like bat limbs.
Whoa.
Is your sister like allergic to cats or something?
No, she's just fascinated with weird stuff.
Okay.
So she loves Pomeranians and like wiener dogs and like
She loves the counterculture.
She loves anytime humans have abandoned the light and played God to create a stupid looking pet. She's all about
It's all about
shit.
that.
Oh, man.
So she's got a sphinx now, and it's super friendly.
Have you seen those dogs that are like probably like small to medium sized? They have like no hair whatsoever on them except for on the top of their head. They look like they have a ratty ass wig on.
Yeah.
No, I have not seen
I need
this
to
dog.
look up the type of this dog later and maybe put it somewhere. But
It's a Chinese crested.
Oh, really?
I believe it's called the Chinese crested. Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah,
I don't know how that happened. How did you, like?
but there's like novelty in playing God. Maybe it's like this self-satisfaction that we have somewhere in an untapped part of our brain. Which is why we have pugs.
Yeah.
And everybody loves pugs, but their bones barely move in their bodies, and they can't.
They can't breathe. Yeah.
I've only met
Same with bulldogs. Yeah.
I've only met one cool pug, and his name is Mr. Pickles, and he can run with the big dogs at the park. He's cool.
A guy I went to high school with has a dog that he carries around in like a baby carrier.
Okay. That's weird.
Which is I don't know. It's cute. I think it looks cute.
I
I know it's a sad animal with like, its genes are just like a mess of stapled together.
That's it. I'm not
strings from other animals.
I'm not against getting a pug. I'm against getting a pug baby. Because then you're supporting breeding it. But if you're like adopting a pug that needs a home, then by all means.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I
Is
mean
it-
adopting an abandoned animal.
That's it.
Yeah, always.
They're expensive to own though, because you need to get their sleep apnea machines.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, you're like roll over from your girlfriend. You're just like, oh baby, I need to go put the mask on the pug.
Yeah.
And it's like writhing around, and it can barely breathe in its dog bed. You're just like strap the mask onto it. You're like, there you go.
That's why its eyes bulge. Actually, it's just all the sleep apnea.
Yeah, all the not breathing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't have any sleep apnea last night, but who am I gonna give this one to? Who wants to go first? Who wants to talk
I
about
have
their
sleep
week?
apnea, so that makes sense for me.
You, yeah, all right, Jamie. What'd you do this week?
Good segue.
How was your week?
It was a trying week. I had a lot of work. Like today's my first day off in 8 days. I'm a team lead for a project that just had a lot of work happening right now, and there's like a lot of stuff that I understood that my higher ups didn't always understand. So I kind of took a lot of flack for something.
What's the project you work on, Chase?
Yeah, that's it. I can't talk about it. But anyways, yeah, and like
NDAs.
It was a shitty week. But I'm here now, and with the Lord Boys, and I'm having a great time. I played a lot of Destiny and
Destiny.
Exactly. The
Step up to the streets.
yeah. So I'm up to 284 light level on my main, which is high enough to be very comfortable in the raid. So now I can do the raid. I'm waiting for my friends to catch up to actually be able to do it with me.
Fucking plebs.
Yeah, I know, right? I joined a new clan, and I that has some really good rewards. And I also started a hunter as my secondary. So hunters are fun.
Your main's a wizard?
Main is a warlock.
Warlock is a wizard.
Yeah, I like the arc subclass, which is the lightning subclass, because your super is you basically fly around on a cloud of lightning and shoot lightning out of all of your fingers.
You're like a genie?
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing
You're Robin
for
Williams in
AoE.
Aladdin.
Yeah, AoE it's amazing because it chain lightnings to everything. Single target it's amazing because it hits like 3 times a second. So you just like unload on things.
Hot damn, dude.
I think it's overpowered right now. In PvP it feels overpowered. In PvE it feels overpowered. But I'm gonna keep doing it until
Until they nerf it. Yeah. That's how you play video games, dude.
Yeah.
You find the best
I'll use this crutch as long as I can.
Yeah.
I was actually running the Nightfall, which is think of a dungeon in any MMORPG or a story mission in any first-person shooter. Let's say Half-Life, right? Like you have to get through Raven Crest.
Don't you say that name in front of me.
Home. Yeah.
Half-Life's dead.
Ravenholm. Yeah.
Ravenholm.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to get through, let's say, a mission, right? But there are some tribulations, and it changes each week. So this week you have a timer. I think there's always a timer, 15 minutes, and you have to also your shields don't come back, and you have these things called anomalies, which are things hidden all over the level that when you kill them, it gives you an extra 30 seconds to your timer. So ideally, you want to get to the boss with 9 minutes left. Just before this, I was playing with Namdi, who was on our cast before, and Namdi's brother.
Okay.
And all the 3 of us were playing, and we started off not getting even halfway through the level. And then by the end, we had gotten to the boss, gotten down to 20% health, and ran out of time. And we got there with 8 minutes left instead of 9. And I know we could have done it, but I was like, oh, Lord Boys are getting here soon. I better stop. Although they would probably understand if anyone would understand that I just need to raid for 20 more minutes. I think the Lord Boys would. But.
I certainly would not. We have to get this show on the fucking road.
Yeah, just
immediately. I don't do this.
Peter and I are adults. We can't spend all Saturday just playing fucking video games.
I don't do this
okay?
for fun, James.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I podcast about video games for work because I hate video games and everything about them.
In comparison to, let's say, being late for a doctor's appointment or being late for a video game podcast, I think I would stay for it, you know?
Yeah, being late to the doctors is safer.
Being late to the doctor.
Not going to the doctors is safer than being late to this goddamn podcast.
We're all gonna die anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Why go to a doctor at all?
A raid a day keeps the doctor at bay.
Exactly.
As far as I know, we won't die as long as we keep doing this podcast because the universal need is so great for this podcast that it will keep us alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what that said. We send it to Obama every week, and he keeps it handy.
Yeah.
I think whenever you said when creative people are immortal, they don't mean it that way. Their work lives on.
Damn.
No.
I've been misled,
Immortal.
and I'm now going to give up and go to business.
I love that you called this art, though.
That's a creative people, and their work lives on.
I appreciate it. And
Other than that,
that it?
I've been playing other super secret things that may or may not be released, and I can't talk about.
All right.
And I also just Destiny. A little bit of VR. I got Carnival Games VR. Managed to pick up a code for it for next to nothing.
Nice.
And it was worth the 2 hours I played it, and probably about
There you
that.
go.
Oh, yeah.
And it felt fun, and I don't think I play any more of it, but
Oh, cool.
it was
I'm,
cool.
I'm looking really forward to the end of the cast when we can finally
Finally get our
Yeah.
get some
Our
VR,
VR
action
rocks
on.
off.
I've still never tried it. I know we were
No, me neither.
we were
Yeah.
going to do it last week, but we ran out of time, and I still haven't. And
Yeah, you two are virgins. I've more or less virgins, like
Dude.
probably 8 hours or less.
How could you air out my personal business on air
Damn
like
it.
that? Call me a virgin.
True though.
I by choice, not till I'm married.
Yeah.
Not till I'm married am I going to try VR.
Wait, I thought you said buried.
Oh yeah, no, that's my
Very
my
married.
abstinence boy.
Oh,
That's your
That's
abstinence
what,
boy.
that's what that's.
That's your
his
never
own-
experienced VR boy.
That's yeah. Oh yeah.
That's Peter's other
that's what I mean,
podcast,
yeah.
too.
Abstinence boy.
Abstinence boys.
And I talk about video games and drink with you guys,
Yeah.
and I talk about how horrible my other podcast
Yeah.
is because we're all sinners.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Abstinence Boys.
Welcome to Abstinence Boys. I'm gonna tell you why you holding hands is a step in the wrong direction. The heat you feel between your palms is the devil.
Don't even pick up the controllers. Don't put on the headset.
Don't do it.
I don't care if it's not plugged in.
Alrighty then. So Ethan, what did you do this week?
My week actually exists in my personal future. When I was leaving our podcast last week, I stepped into a wormhole, a
Good.
temporal wormhole.
How was that?
And I showed up here. So I'm not sure what I will say to you guys last week, but whatever it is, I'm sure I have a reason for not revealing that I did step into a wormhole.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you game at all?
I won't know until I get there. Honestly,
Okay. If you were to game, what would you have played and done last week?
I would probably, if it was last week,
It'd be Diablo still, right?
yeah, the future is all Diablo 2.
Oh,
as far as I can see.
That's gonna be a miserable future for me.
Yeah, and probably some like other really old game like Skyrim or something like that.
That's not really old. That's not a classic yet. Come on,
That's
they're porting
not
it,
as old as Diablo 2, I'll give you that
they're
much.
porting it to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And Skyrim doesn't really have a sequel yet. You can't really call Elder Scrolls Online a sequel to Skyrim.
No, definitely
Parts
not.
of it are, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it continues the story in certain ways, but it's not like an Elder Scrolls game in
No.
the sense of Skyrim.
I look forward to the Elder Scrolls podcast.
Like I know
I-
the vanilla online. Not what the fuck am I talking about? The vanilla main quest, like unpatched, is basically a non-canon thing that happened in the past,
Okay.
but there are no books in any of the Elder Scrolls games that ever reference
Yeah.
when fucking Molag Bal tried to invade our realm.
Yeah.
So it's just like they just like tried to retcon that in, and everybody was like, no.
Yeah. The way
No.
they set it up too, it's like an MMORPG where you have to every 5 levels you get a tidbit of the past kind of thing. You go back to I'm forgetting the name of it. It's this cave, the Calling or the Awakening or something
The
like
Cave
that.
of the Past.
Yeah, and you go there, and then this guy's like, "Hey, these are the 5 people who did this shit." And then one guy betrays them, and then we'll
Yeah.
get into it another time. But
Yeah.
it feels very much like you're just rewarded to grind as quickly as possible and get tidbits of story here and there.
I think Molag Bal is a great villain, though, which is too bad he wasn't the villain in Oblivion.
Yeah.
Because I know the Daedra of Destruction and Rebirth is Dagoth, not
Dag-
Dagoth, Mehrunes Dagon. He's the
Mehrunes
villain in
Dagon,
Oblivion.
that's it, yeah.
Whereas Molag Bal is, I find, much more disturbing
Okay.
because his plane of Oblivion isn't like stereotypical lava
Yeah.
spires in hell. It's an exact replica of the entire of Cyrodiil.
Yeah.
But it's like ankle deep in like slush. The sky is always gray.
Okay, cool.
He created vampires. He's like the Daedra of like some really fucked up shit.
Yeah.
He's like the Daedra of. He's like also known as the King of Rape. He's
It's the best at it.
yeah, exactly. But I
The
just think
best at it.
I just think he's a much more disturbing villain than
Yeah.
who effectively amounts to Satan.
Yeah.
Well, I think in Skyrim, the Dragonborn DLC, you go to Hermaeus Mora's.
Hermaeus
realm.
Mora was a fantastic
Apocrypha?
villain.
That
Yes,
was really cool,
Yes, the
yeah.
Towers of Books.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
towers of books and like all these like shifting things,
Yeah.
and you just have these like the enemy mobs are basically just like people who are just collecting like information, and every enemy you kill drops books because he's the god of knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hermaeus Mora is the only one that doesn't choose to take any kind of anthropomorphic form as well.
Yeah.
He is only ever a
He's
cloud of
floating
goo
eyes and
tentacles.
tentacles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you do fight Molag Bal or like a shadow of him, right? In Skyrim, like you go into this house that like it's an abandoned apartment or something like that.
All
and
the
you go
Daedric
downstairs.
princes have their quests.
Yeah.
Well, the Daedric quest for Molag Bal in Skyrim is the haunted house where you bring that priest in.
Yeah.
And because he's like also like the
Priest of
leader
Arcade.
like domination, like he's like the most fucked up one.
Yeah.
Which I think is why he's like such a good villain.
Yeah.
That is one-handed
But
baits, right?
not a good villain for the MMO though. Like you
Yeah.
can't have a good villain in an MMO really.
WoW does a pretty good job. of
Yeah,
it.
I would say absolutely. Yeah. Each expansion has its own villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's always an end boss, and he's never like you can never fight the end game boss with the release of the expansion. You have to wait for patches.
Okay.
Oh,
So they make it like slow increments. Like when Wrath of the Lich King, but Burning Crusade first came out, like you couldn't just go straight to Kill Jai Den. It was like one of the last expansions or one of the last patches that they had before they released Lich King.
Yeah. Cool.
Where you could actually go fight him.
That's the only one that I haven't beaten in the raid content of the latest WoW patch is the last boss. Is it Kill Jaden again? No, it's
No, Kill Jaden's a good guy. It's Sargeras. Sargeras? No, Sargeras was the one in Burning Crusade. Sorry, it might be Kill Jai Den.
Yeah, I think it's Kill Jaden. Well, whoever it is.
I have to brush up on my WoW
Yeah,
lore.
I think it's 3 weeks ago or something. The final part came out.
Yeah, there was
I
a
would
new
like to
patch.
play it, but I don't want to buy a whole month and ruin all.
I
that
have
time.
a month.
You're
and
playing Destiny.
I'm not
I think Blizzard's got you by the balls already.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to do any more.
I'm planning on maxing out one of each class in Destiny.
Oh, no. Yeah. So all you play is Diablo, eh?
Diablo and Skyrim. All I will play is Diablo and Skyrim. Yeah.
Yeah. Just getting back into old habits.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. What about you, Peter?
Moi, what did I play? I've been playing through Prey still.
Okay.
Which is so fucking good. Every time I play it, I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just more and more in love.
Okay.
Like, I managed to get lost. It's like a modern AAA Bethesda published game where I had to like figure out what to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I was completely lost. I was on a spacewalk too at one point, and a lot of things. So it's 0G in this is. So in Dead Space, it's not that hard because in a third-person game, 0G, you can still kind of always tell where he is.
Yeah. more
Prey's
reference.
first person.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get lost when everything is upside down.
Yeah.
Because you can't like rotate your mouse to steer. You have to like stop, pick a direction, and then go in a straight
then
line.
launch. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had to. Dr. Ingwe. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dr. Ingwe. So it basically Talos 1 is it's basically like the ISS. So there's
Okay.
scientists from all over the world.
Yeah.
Dr. Ingwe is from I don't remember the country exactly. He's from from some African country who gave a scientist to Talos 1,
Okay.
and he's like trapped in a container that he hid in and like launched out of the base
Okay. Escape
to
pod,
hide from the Typhon, which are the
bad
the
things,
spooky aliens.
with the things that make you pray.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And oh fuck, god damn it. I'm on the spacewalk. I'm like gliding over to it. I'm like, I'm coming to get you, Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm to save you. Don't you worry. He's just like, okay, good. The code to open the container is this. Just I don't have a spacesuit, so be careful. And I was like, okay. And then immediately punched
Ram the
the
code
codes
in, yeah.
and then opened the doors. He's like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? And there's no sound in space at all. Like even when you shoot a gun, you can barely hear it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can hear it like shake through your arm a bit.
Okay.
But only like your sleeve moving. You can't hear the actual gun.
Yeah.
So his sound just cuts out. And you know the moment in The Simpsons, the Halloween episode where Homer accidentally shoots Bob Dole and Bill Clinton into space?
Oh, yeah.
And they just like quietly writhe around and then
Yeah.
die. The container doors open and it's completely silent and this Dr. Ingwe is just like flopping around, twitching. I was like, I just killed this man. I'm such an idiot.
Oh my god.
And I didn't save Scum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not like
That's a good moment.
It's not
Yeah,
like XCOM, and I was just like, I didn't save Scum because I was just like, that was a legitimately stupid decision with a hilarious result.
Yeah.
And I deserve
To live with those
to
consequences.
live with these consequences because I'm a dumbass, and
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that I killed this man. I'm gonna play through the game again.
That's
I'm
fair.
doing like a mix of like guns and alien powers just to see what they're like, and then I'm gonna do one straight up Who-Man run, and then one straight up Typhon run, and then just to see everything because the game's so fucking good. It didn't sell well, but I mean Bethesda kind of deserves that because they don't send out review copies, So nobody knows if their games work until the day they're already out. So nobody buys their games on launch. So
what is the next game that both of you will purchase? Do you think?
Wolfenstein: The New Colossus.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to get Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Waste expansion.
That looks sweet.
Yeah, I really love the game. As I said multiple times.
Yeah, that game looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boschua? I still haven't got it.
Yeah.
So.
Ethan lives a year in the past with his temporal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, time is irrelevant to me, so it doesn't matter when a game releases. I can buy any game.
They're all out all the time.
all out all the time.
And they're also not out.
We celebrate so many birthdays all at the same time.
Yeah, my birthday's next week, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knock them all out in the space of a week. For me, like my time frame personally, I knock out every birthday that I have to go to. I knock them out in a week. So it's a week of partying. And then I typically do my block of work also, just in one go, no weekends, just like slog through it.
Yeah. He did all of his sleeping in his first 18 years.
Yeah.
Done with it.
I'm good now. I'm fucking wired.
I'm trying to think of what else I played. I played a lot of Team Fortress 2.
Okay, cool. I actually noticed you on, or I will notice you on a couple times. I'm sorry, when I'm playing Skyrim.
I've been maining demo a lot, honestly, because I used to main Pyro, but Pyro and Heavy got nerfed into the fucking dirt. Also, you know what's funny? I called this out on the podcast about TF2. The 10-year anniversary of this game is in like 3 weeks.
It's
I
remember
October
that.
10th or October 7th.
Because we're going to do the Halloween special.
But October 10th or October 7th, the 10-year anniversary of Team Fortress 2 coming out. The summer patch never came out.
Oh yeah.
the big update they've been teasing since like fucking March. Not out. It's not out. So I don't know if we're gonna get it as the 10-year. A bunch of fixes, a bunch of rebalances. They're gonna unfuck the Heavy, unfuck the Pyro.
Do you think they're doing it as a meme?
I don't.
Like Valve, you think they're just like no, this is so psyched again. Like
Valve's office structure is a lot like BioShock, but without the murder.
Okay.
So
explain that.
It's because Valve is a flat structure, right? So people are just allowed to do what they want. And it's kind of like herding cats. Like sometimes you need a boss. You need someone in charge.
No,
Gabe Newell doesn't fucking. Lord Gaben isn't in charge because he's made it his mission to be distinctly not in charge of his own company, except for the fact that he's, worth more than the entire UFC by himself. Which I've looked up before. He's worth like 3 times more than the UFC.
Jesus Christ.
Video game industry weird point of reference.
I don't know why I don't know why I was looking at those two numbers at the same time in the same day. but I remember because like Gabe was a Microsoft millionaire because he worked at Microsoft, worked on the original release of '95. Founded Valve. And Valve prints fucking money, right? They got those fucking hat stacks on deck. That's the thing. Or whatever they sell, glove money now.
Fucking knives and everything.
Yeah, knife money.
It's like every time some nerd buys a $300 knife with his parents' credit card, they're getting like $30 of it, and it's happening multiple times.
Well, I think they get all of it, or most of that money.
Well, like every time it changes hands, right?
Okay.
Every time it changes hands, they take. Just for us. Moving that over for you, we're gonna take like 10%.
Because Steam exists.
And now they're in hot water for all the underage gambling
going they were. I think they took care of that.
They took care of a lot. They took care of the CS:GO betting sites. But now people are looking at loot crates and saying like, this is underage gambling.
It is. And
it absolutely is. In my opinion.
Look at
whether or not it's wrong.
Look at every single card game, every single sports game. There's always like the option to put real money in to get potential things that will give you a huge advantage.
Pray to RN Jesus.
That's it. I don't think it's necessarily a problem, but it is something that like legislators are looking at as saying like, should this be?
I'd like to know my chances of what to get opening a crate because if my options of getting something I like is like out of 20 items, 5% for something I like, I'll do it.
That's it.
But like, if I can't, if it's 0.5% to get something I like, that's a giant waste of time.
1 in 200.
That's the big argument too. Is like, should these games be showing their odds like a blackjack table?
I think so. Yes, I personally think so. But
then it's really gambling because now you're playing the odds. And now you're teaching kids to play the odds.
But
why it's like BioShock is because like BioShock was based on like pure insane objectivism where there's like no morality, uncontrolled market, and of course that spirals out into fucking chaos because nobody is regulated.
Yeah.
Valve is a lot like that. It's a very kind of objectivist company thing where it's like, just do whatever you want. Turns out, when people are left to do whatever they want, they start a bunch of shit and never fucking finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like they
It's
just...
almost like it's human nature or
They
something.
exactly. They just get curious about something else and then start something else.
Yeah.
And now we never got a summer update. The blog hasn't been updated. We're coming up on the fucking decade anniversary of Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
And it's basically as abandoned as Half-Life.
Yeah.
Guys,
there's
actually,
Overwatch now.
do you want to stop this podcast right now and just start another one? Let's just do something else.
Yeah, let's just do something
that's
else.
true.
Yeah.
What the hell
Right
we were
here.
going to talk about? Who cares? Doesn't matter.
Okay, guys. Well, it's been great. Thanks
It's been
for
great.
listening.
Thanks. Subscribe to our next podcast. We'll tweet it out.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Whatever that's about. What else did I do? I finished watching Ozark on Netflix, which is excellent.
Oh yeah, I haven't got through it yet.
You should watch it.
I'm on episode 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
Very good.
Daddy likes him some Ozark.
Yeah, if you like Breaking Bad, you will like Ozark.
Yes, they took another comedian and turned him into some sort of criminal, and
exactly.
it's very good.
Yeah.
Also,
no,
Laura Linney's in it and absolutely fucking kills it. Yeah.
I feel like
Ruth is the best character though. The blonde
Yeah,
hillbilly
yeah,
girl.
yeah, best character for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. What else? Oh, I started watching The Mist.
What?
It's not the movie.
Not the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so fucking bad.
I didn't know they made a show.
I heard it's bad.
It's so bad. Okay, so I don't. The way the characters are written, so everybody is horrible,
Okay.
but like despicable in a way. And the people they have in this show are so ugly. It distracts me. So like, who I assume is the lead, like the dad of the family, right?
Okay, wait. Maybe I started watching.
He looks like Morty from Rick and Morty, but
Oh,
but if he was 45 and a real person. Like he's got like the receding curly fro, like the white guy curly fro thing.
Does this start with an army guy and a dog?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of this so drunk, and I was just lying on the couch, and I was like, pick something at random on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I watched like maybe 10 minutes of the first episode. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
I can't watch this. Like,
Our army guy, easily the best actor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, easily.
because like every single like millisecond of acting I saw, I said that is atrocious.
It's atrocious. Yeah.
They're like, you get these guys from the school of anti-acting. Like it was bad. The visual effects were bad. The acting was really bad. The story did not hook me at all. I was like, oh,
the mist effects are so bad. So bad.
When you have a show called The Mist,
and The Mist is the worst part,
and you have a special effects budget, you think the one thing you would make sure is down is the fucking mist.
So the dad's just one of the ugliest men I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe he's like the lead of a show. He's horrible actor. His daughter looks a lot like Ruth from Ozark, to the point where I thought it was the same girl, but it's not.
It's not.
The wife. What the fuck is that noise?
That's the
that foam tape. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I was just expecting water to pour through the ceiling.
Drip,
Right
drip,
now
drip.
we kind of have foam jerry rigged all over my apartment to get
echo.
this perfect sound.
We do that for you guys, This crystal clear voice you're hearing.
Yeah,
That's all
and
for
that
you.
specific one falls down every week. And
I think it's gonna fall down right now.
Yeah, it's almost there. I don't know why.
Oh, whatever. Whatever happens.
It'll be
We're
exciting.
a renegade podcast. We just roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Who cares? We don't bother tape back. But yeah, anyway, The Mist. The wife looks like somebody took a wax statue of Elizabeth Banks and melted it a bit. she's awful. I mean, thankfully her husband's ugly too, so they're both just awful-looking people who found each other. Thankfully, probably through a newspaper ad.
Good for them.
2014. Yeah.
How ugly people meet.
Also, her character is so inconsistent.
Oh yeah.
So she's a biology teacher at like the town school, and she is teaching kids about sex ed. It's like, because kids got to be ready, right? And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But she won't let her daughter go to a party because she's just like, she's not ready for it, man. It's like, okay, are you trying to teach kids about these things or not? Or are you just a huge hypocrite and you're doing this to other people's kids because you won't do it to yours?
Without having seen it,
Yeah.
I can say I can appreciate that in a character, because now it seems like she's just putting on. She wants to seem like the hip, cool, trendy mom who's like, oh yeah, it's cool, everybody has sex, blah blah blah, and then is
won't
overprotective
let her
of
daughter
her
go
daughter.
to parties or whatever.
Yeah.
Her daughter's best friend is a queer character written by a bigot.
Okay, the token queer character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not even And he's one of the worst looking people I've ever seen in my life. He's wearing mascara.
Everybody.
But like remarkably ugly as well. All of them. Every single one.
See this? I've never watched a show and thought everyone's
ugly. Yeah.
Okay, so I watched The Last Kingdom, which is like the Viking show set in like the year 800 or whatever. Okay. All those actors are really ugly, but the show's great.
And I mean, it's a show about Vikings.
You kind of forget about it.
It's a show about Vikings. Everyone's gonna be ugly.
Everybody's
like in real life,
with
everyone
filth.
was ugly in the past.
Yeah.
There wasn't dental. There wasn't healthcare. There wasn't shampoo. There wasn't bathing.
No, I know.
If you haven't lost your nose, you haven't rated enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, the daughter's best friend is like this weird character, and the reason I say he's written probably by a bigot is because all he does is talk about being like bi, and the way he looks is like.
Just like two token.
He looks like he looks really stretched out. Like he's not tall, but he's really stretched out. Big nose, has mascara on, and instead of having eyebrows, has like one eyebrow hair. So he's just like eyeliner and then forehead,
and all stretched out.
And then but like people in the show automatically know he's bi instantly. Like they're at the fucking. What is it? Fucking the police station. Yeah. And there's like this crackhead woman in there, and she just like, what do you want to do? Because they're trapped inside with the mist. It's like the dad and his daughter's best friend now, and it's like, oh, you're trapped in here. What? You just want this freak to protect it? Like, like okay, fine. Have a small town with horrible people in it.
That's fine.
That's fine. That makes sense. But. Can you read his mind?
Yeah, that's it. Well, they did it great in Ozark because they have a homosexual character in Ozark, and I thought that was
the FBI guy.
Yeah, that was portrayed great. And when he meets the Langmore, the criminal guy, and he tells him that he's gay, and the guy just freaks out. He's like this redneck hillbilly. He just freaks out, can't handle it because he's fishing with the guy.
And then turns out he's gay too, but he's like super repressed.
Hey, spoilers.
Speaking of which, I was talking to someone about AI, and that there is an artificial intelligence thing out there, an app that you can take a photo of someone, and they could say, this person with this degree of certainty is homosexual.
That sounds odd.
Yeah, no, but it's very accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I think it's because of just like different facial muscles that through
the cocksucking muscles.
Yeah, it's like
really stand out.
Oh my god, that's not what I was saying.
I mean, they might.
Yeah. No, it's not all gay. Oh, anyways. What I was trying
push it to the limit.
What I was trying to say is like in the way that if I spent my whole life with Ethan and we would start smiling in the same way, right? And then they kind of Ethan's smiling, his big toothy grin at me. So yeah, they pick up on that stuff, and with a certain degree of certainty, like a very highly accurate photo, they can tell. And I don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
But imagine you are the straightest man in the universe, and then someone takes a photo of you, and
it's like 95%.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then you just go home with a crisis.
Well, guess I'm gay now.
Yeah.
The computer box told me so.
The phone said so.
Yeah.
Siri told me the weather this morning, told me I was gay in the afternoon. I guess she was right about it not being cloudy.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. What else is wrong with this show?
Is this
The Mist?
Is this a Stephen King property, or is this just
yes, it's based on the book.
It is based on the book.
The movie was great.
Yeah.
What else?
With Jane Thomas.
Other like fucking Thomas Jane.
Thomas.
Not Jane Thomas.
No, Jane Thomas.
His last name is Jane, isn't it?
I'm
pretty sure. Dick Wolf.
It's Dick Wolf, yeah.
It's Wolf Dick, okay? Idiot. What else? Oh yeah, so the dad is at some point. This is all the first episode, so minor spoilers for a terrible show you shouldn't watch. The daughter is like, oh, I want to go to a party because I have a crush on the football captain. Because, we hired half a writer apparently. So that she goes to a party. He's like, okay, you can go. I won't tell your mom, but you can't drink. She goes there, gets blackout drunk.
Naturally.
And then, naturally, because he's captain of the football team, we got all the stereotypes. He's also a rapist.
Yeah, of course.
Probably we haven't seen it, and I didn't watch the rest of the show.
How else do you become the captain of a football team?
Football team, exactly.
Yeah, they'll never knight you as captain unless you've raped a girl.
Knight you as captain, yeah.
Bullock Ball plays football.
He plays football,
exactly.
He's the captain of the
That's
Oblivion.
Where he got the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the captain of the football team for the Plains of Oblivion.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, he's got this the fucking like alternate realm that's all gray with an ankle deep slush, but man, can he ever chuck a pigskin?
Yeah.
He's got a good spiral, and we're an American high school football team. We'll fucking hire anybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You say high school like professional football teams don't hire rapists. Like,
oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I'm more of a hockey guy myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we have our sinners.
Is that some sort of innuendo I'm not picking up on? Like football equals rape? What does hockey equal?
I don't know anything too bad about it.
Chewing tobacco and drinking maple syrup.
Chewing tobacco.
Maybe the NHL is just better at hiding the crime that its players commit, but there's less crime generally.
Yeah. I like
because you get it out on the ice. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You punch a guy. You punch a boy.
That's a silly way to justify it, though, because in football, you're tackling people all day. Is there more? There's got to be more brain damage in football than.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's what the entire movie Concussion was about, wasn't it?
Yeah, the average lifespan of an NFL player is 61 years old.
Oh, Jesus.
I think you kill yourself.
That's O-line, though, only, right?
No. O-line probably gets it. Is probably the best, honestly. It's receivers get hit the hardest and safeties hit the hardest. So those two are probably like the shortest. I mean, I guess halfbacks too.
Yeah, but a receiver's not getting tackled every play. Every single play, the O-line is ka-chunk hitting the fucking other
fair.
one.
Yeah,
they're all bad, and O-lines have to be big guys so that can contribute to their health very positively.
Yeah,
but I will say there's like a lot of studies coming out now that say like if football was less padded, people would live longer. Because they wouldn't hit as hard.
Yeah.
It's just like boxing. Bare knuckle boxing is much safer than gloved boxing. Because when you're bare knuckle and you hit someone in the face, you will break your hand before you break their head. Whereas if you're wearing a glove, you'll just swing as hard as your fucking hand.
So anyway, it's a terrible show. It's terribly written. Don't watch The Mist. As far as I know, there's no aliens in The Mist.
It's a lot of time to spend on a show you don't like.
Because it's really...
It's so bad it deserves it.
It's really easy. Like, I just want to give you all the reasons why the show is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And then at the end, melted Elizabeth Banks takes her daughter to get Valium because she's depressed because she got sexually assaulted. And then the mist rolls into
Mom,
town.
that's not the answer.
Yeah, I thought you were a sex ed teacher, you fucking idiot.
That's not the cure.
I thought you would know how to handle this.
Just take some Valium. Feel good.
Yeah, you know what? It's just like, you know what, honey? Shit happens. Here's drugs.
Yeah, works for me.
The American flag is waving in the background.
And he goes,
the mom
say, can you see?
You haven't mentioned the dad because they got divorced a while ago, and that's when the mom started heroin.
Yeah. Well, and then the episode ends where there's like one of the other town moms who's like bitch mom. She's just like, oh, how dare you teach my son about sex ed? She's just like, your son knows what a blowjob is because I caught him watching porn on his phone. She's just like, boom, roasted. and then the mist rolls in. And bitch mom is just like, this conspicuously thick mist doesn't stop me. Come on, son. Then you hear her like screaming. She runs back, and her entire lower jaw is torn off.
Oh, fucking metal.
And she's like screaming at the window just through her like throat hole.
Through her tongue just flapping out of her throat
exactly.
hole.
Like, this is the one cool moment.
Yeah.
And then she just gets like whipped off in the mist. But most people just get covered in bugs. Like it, because you know, like the way Stephen King described it, I can't remember the painter's name, but he references a painter that would paint like interpretations of hell where there's a lot of like oddly twisted people.
I don't know Stephen King. I feel like I know the artist, but I can't think of his name either.
I can't remember. We'll Google it after.
Yeah.
But and then the creatures in the mist, the film, which is great.
The film was great.
Are all very kind of weird looking alien things, which is cool.
They look like
Project Arrowhead, like punched into a dimension that fog and aliens spilled out of.
They look
science.
Yeah. Have you ever looked into that flowchart of all of Stephen King's novels and how they're interconnected?
No.
I've read Insomnia like years ago, like when I was 15 or something, and there's a baby that gets saved in Insomnia. Okay? And now I'm reading The Gunslinger, and it is the baby in Gunslinger.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And isn't the Dark Tower like a big elevator full of portals that lead to all of Stephen King's other books or something?
It kind of, yeah. He started in the 70s, so I'm not sure how he would have conceptualized all of it, because he's been writing... He releases like a book a year since then.
He just retcons it all.
Yeah,
I got a new character. Oh, it's that baby from that last book.
Yeah, I don't think that he really has like a backspace button. Like I think that he just writes, and like whatever comes out, comes out.
And he writes like a fucking lot.
Yeah, if he just talks about like goes on 1,000 pages about like a clown and like kids having sex with a girl in the sewers to get out of that dimension, like he goes into a lot of detail about that stuff that if you write over
that's a pretty common thing because we did that with Ethan earlier.
Oh yeah,
we all had sex.
We had to,
with me.
To get out of the temporal hole
Yeah.
I
hate it when you call my butthole that.
Something had to steal me to push on forward.
That's it. Well, it's like once you fall in, you never know when you're gonna come out.
For me, it's like 2-3 minutes probably.
Yeah.
And then so other than watching Netflix, and I did really want to go on a tirade against The Mist because it's bad. Other than that, I played Dishonored 2. So I've been talking about how I was going to give it another chance.
Yes.
Finished it up one last time, and I still cannot recommend it to anybody.
No?
I think you should still buy Dishonored and its DLCs because it does everything well and then better, and everything in Dishonored 2, other than Emily's powers, is a step back.
Okay.
Everything.
But is it bad? Even if it's a step back, because I can step back from Dishonored, like a lot of games.
If it's gonna like be where you start.
I have a lot of games
know.
that aren't as good for me as Dishonored. So I could step back from Dishonored and be like, okay, I can still appreciate this game.
Yeah, no, I still don't recommend Dishonored 2.
No.
I still remember I still recommend the Brigmore Witches. But that plays very nicely into what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, boys?
We're talking about Dishonored.
Honor. Oh.
Dishonor. Dishonor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about For Honor.
We're talking about getting honored.
We're talking about what's her name? Apotheon, I think is the villainess in
For Honor?
For Honor.
Okay, so that
hell's
is
her
the
name?
villainess. But if we were to do the lore of that game, it would break down so quickly. How do Vikings, samurais, and knights all end up in the same place at the same time?
What do
Isn't
you
there
mean?
like a
They
big
did.
ass earthquake that crumps
them all together.
That crashes all these countries together
They
and
just
then,
show up twerking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
and
that-
then it's Apollyon, and then Apollyon is just like, we gotta dance this one off, and then she's going and she's like, I will show you who is the real dancer, and stomps on a guy's head.
Yeah, so there was like probably a 50-year window where they could have maybe even existed all at once. Like the samurais are from a different time than the Vikings are from a different time from the knights.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I watched a video on this. They're like saying it's like there's a 50-year window, and who would win? Probably the samurais, just because they use arrows. And
Yeah.
knights, most of them aren't gonna have that full armor like they have in For Honor.
Yeah.
They're gonna have chainmail, which is pretty vulnerable to
Yeah.
pointed arrow.
My samurai Viking knight game doesn't stand up to scrutiny.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I played through the campaign of that. I played like an alpha build because I was testing it.
I played a lot of that. I played like 200 hours. I got good at PvP. Like,
Yeah.
I was doing very well at that
You
game
get
for a long time.
get good at For Honor.
Yeah, I went back into it recently. Like, I was like, oh, I have the game. I haven't played it in forever. Launched it. There's like 4 new characters.
Oh, yeah.
Every new character is just way too strong for the first month, so
Yeah.
people like dish
Just
out the
spam
money
it,
to buy the
That's
characters.
shitty.
And
What a predatory way of selling DLC.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
can, you can grind it out too. You can grind it out. Like
Yeah.
most times when
That's
a
not
new
really an excuse.
yeah, it isn't.
Well, because like League of Legends does it so you can grind it out to buy new characters, but they consistently try to not make new characters overpowered, and sometimes new characters come out they're underpowered. Honestly, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Centurion, it being like a quasi fighting game, like they had this so many 50-50 mix-ups that it's like if you're gonna get comboed by this guy, you basically flip a coin 3 times, and if you miss the coin flip 1 time, you're gonna lose to this guy.
Fuck that.
So
Yeah.
it was. They must have fixed it by now. I haven't played, but Ubisoft is good about like in
My
Rainbow Six Siege. They've been
Yeah.
continue. You buy the game. I bought it for $15. They've released 8 characters. They have patched everything. Every time someone gets too powerful, they fix it. So there's a lot of ongoing support. But that first month when a new character comes out sucks.
I met one of the guys who started working on the new netcode at like a bar downtown.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, man, it was fucked when we showed up, but Jesus Christ, we put so much work into that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I hear it's actually great.
Okay.
'Cause I met him like 10 months after the fact, and he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, when we showed up, it was a fucking mess, but like we've been working our asses off on it. I was like, I haven't played the game since the beta, which was unplayable.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it sucks the P2P too. If you're whoever was hosting quit, everybody got booted.
Or
No
has like a
works.
fucking 3G USB stick on their
Yeah.
laptop in a park. And
Yeah.
like that's where you get hosted. Yeah, like thank
Yeah.
God.
yeah.
Yeah. But the opposite of For Honor is Dishonor.
Yeah.
Duh.
Bringing it back.
What is everybody's experience? Jamie, regale me.
0. I know it's sort of like Thief, and I've never played Thief either.
Concise. Concise. I love it. Ethan.
I played the shit out of the first one and all of its expansions.
Lovely.
It was so good.
I myself have played everything except the recently released Death of the Outsider.
Which is
And I...
that was released like last week, no?
Yeah, on the 15th.
Yeah.
On my daddy's birthday.
There you go.
And I was like, Daddy, look, I got video games for you, even though I know you're an old man and you think video games are dumb. And he was just like, son, I hate you. This conversation never happened. But at some point, I did.
That's what your dad said to you? This conversation never happened.
This conversation, Still quoting, yeah. Close quotes. I did one time send him a troll text, because he's an accountant, so he's always worrying about mine and my sister's finances. Just like, oh, I hope your kids are saving money, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, he sent me a text about RRSPs like fucking 3 days ago. Like, I don't know what that is.
You got a real hip dad.
He's like, I could set you up my financial advisor. He's a nice dude. And I was like, fine.
Yeah.
Sure,
That's
go
a good
ahead.
thing.
I'll have that meeting.
It's never too early to start saving money.
No, well, I have a TFSA, so I am saving money.
Yeah.
But I sent him like a landmark savings level, because I was until I went on vacation. I was doing quite well, and then I was just like so drunk too. I was like, yeah, I finally reached this amount in my savings account. I hope you're proud of me.
And then
then I sent him a text right after that, and I was just like, also I bought a bunch of hats for this video game, so you can be very proud, and then instantly disappointed in me. And then his response was just, haha, boy.
Yeah.
My dad calls me boy. I call him father.
Oh,
That's cute.
My dad calls me disappointment.
My dad doesn't acknowledge me.
My dad calls me once on Christmas. Fucking,
and it's court mandated.
yeah, exactly. Yes. My dad calls me collect.
Dishonored.
What the hell was I talking about?
A lack of honor.
Dishonored 1, 2, the deals.
What's your experience with Dishonored?
Like I was saying, I played everything except Death of the Outsider, and just because Dishonored 2 launched in such a fucked state, and I still, having replayed it after 100 patches and like good technical performance, don't really like it.
No.
I still have Death of the Outsider on my wishlist on Steam. I will not be buying that for more than $5. So I probably won't play Death of the Outsider for years, to be honest.
Okay.
I did watch an 11-minute speedrun on the bus over here, though, so I know what happens.
When I bought both of the Dishonored 1 DLCs, they were $5 each.
Yeah, but the difference is those were really good, and they were better than a good game they were attached to.
How much is the Death of the Outsider?
One's an expand alone, so you don't need to own it.
That would jack the price.
40 space bucks.
What?
With like the dollar conversion to us in our
interdimensional.
Yeah, to like wherever we are right now between time. We're releasing this podcast in a couple of days, or maybe on all days. It's very difficult to tell from here.
Yeah. Can't have a point of reference.
No, exactly. The relativity of Up also is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But it's $40 and it's expand alone, and I will get into it and talk about the story and why I think the setup for it is stupid. There's a lot that Dishonored 2 did wrong, and I don't think they deserve more money for their expand alone, and even the reviews I've been watching are mixed at best. Yeah. Like, I know there's one guy, Downward Thrust, who really, really liked it.
Okay.
But then there's other people who I tend to agree with on more things that have been like, they've taken out a bunch of systems. There's only 3 magical abilities. You can't upgrade them. Blah 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 blah. And I was just like, what the fuck?
That's weird. Like, why release it as a standalone? You know, just like tack those 3 magical abilities onto the ones you already have.
That's what they did with Wolfenstein, right? Like, the New Order, which is incredible, and then they're like, okay, DLC came out. Like, the Old Blood is an expandalone, so it's nice to have a choice where you don't need to own 2 things. Like, because I know like XCOM 2 expansion, which I've mentioned before, I still don't have, is like an additional 40 gigs.
Yeah.
And you also have to have the vanilla game installed because it pulls assets from that.
Yeah.
So, like, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, I guess, has new shit or whatever, but either way, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But yes, the world of Dishonored.
Whales.
The world of Dishonored, something about whales.
I know whales.
Exactly.
That's all I know.
So
whales.
it is.
I know dolphins.
It is not set.
There's no dolphins in Dishonored, Jamie.
God damn it, idiot.
Well, I'm out then.
I know dolphins. I love them. That was my dolphin impression.
Peter's madly flapping on the couch.
That's my snorky thing.
If you had a seizure just then, we never would have known. We would have assumed that it was a dolphin impression.
The boy who cried epilepsy. Nobody believed him when it actually happened.
That old wives' tale.
Don't fake having a seizure, because then no one will believe you when you actually have one.
No, don't impersonate dolphins, because no one will believe you when you're having a seizure.
When you're turning into a dolphin. I know, Mom.
If you impersonate a dolphin, you might just stay that way.
Yeah, that was always such a weird fucking threat. Anyway, so Dishonored takes place on a collection of countries known as the Isles.
Yeah.
It is not on Earth, but I'm assuming the planet it's on is a similar size to Earth.
Earth adjacent.
It's Earth-sized. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So they have 13 months. Each one consists of 28 days, and they come in this order. It's a 364-day year, sort of.
Weird.
We'll get into that because the Abbey of the Everyman, who is the religious power of the Isles, decides when the calendar resets.
Okay.
After this huge party known as the Fugu Feast.
The Fugue.
Is it Fugue?
Yeah.
No, it's Fugu.
F-U-G-U-E?
It's Fugue.
Fugue?
That's what Walter White went into in Breaking Bad, just bringing it back to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He was in a fugue state. That was one of his early excuses.
Okay, yeah.
early
It's
in
also
the
a
series.
structure for a type of classical music.
In that
A
case,
fugue?
the Fugue
Yeah.
Feast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classical music on Lore Boys. Easy listening Lore Boys.
Classic. And this is James Miller with his new recommendation for classical music. James, what do you recommend as a classical piece you've been listening to recently?
I like fugues!
Any fugue. Just pick a fugue, dude.
Yeah.
Pick a fugue from the Hat of Fugues.
James Miller.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they have a 364 day year, and it starts with the month of Earth, the month of Harvest, the month of Nets, the month of Rain, the month of Wind, the month of Darkness, the month of High Cold, the month of Ice, the month of Hearths, the month of Seeds, the month of Timber, the month of Clans, and then the month of Songs.
Cool.
And then at the end of the month of Songs, you have the Fugue Feast, which is basically a church-supported blood orgy where you can get wasted and just whatever. And then at some point, the church is like, "You stop!
You stop
We're
now.
starting this calendar over.
It's the purge.
We got to get this." It's basically it's compared to in the lore. It's based on Mardi Gras.
Okay.
So it's basically the church is just like, "Okay, guys, we've repressed you enough. You get 2, maybe 3 days, depending on when the high overseer, who is like the Pope equivalent, says to stop, and then we got to repress you guys again." Okay?
Sounds like Christmas with my family.
You kids go have fun.
But it's the purge, right? You got one day a year where you get to let loose and just.
You get all your religious repression out, so then you can be repressed for the rest of the year.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's the calendar, just so everybody knows. The calendar starts at the year 0.
Oh.
Okay.
That almost makes sense.
At the end of an event known as the Great Burning.
Oh.
We don't really know much about the Great Burning.
It's a bunch of
Most
people on acid meet up in the desert to burn the stick.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Burning Man 1 year went terribly wrong.
Oh my god. Fuck, it was such a catastrophe we had to reset the calendar.
Yeah.
Just forget it.
Literally changed the number of days in a year.
Fuck.
Everyone there just came to consensus. Why don't we just start over, man?
Yeah.
Yo, man, I can't say if something happened bad to me yesterday if we just reset the calendar, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's true.
Yeah.
So the wiki hasn't been updated yet for Death of the Outsider, but 4,000 years ago there was a civilization of humans somewhere
Known as the ancient humans.
the ancient robots.
Yeah.
Now, at the time they were known only as people, but now we know them as ancient people.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do this as a radio show where I'm gonna convince everybody that interdimensional whales have come to kill us all.
Have come to kill us all.
Yep.
There's only 365 days in the year.
364 now.
Wake up. That's what I meant to say.
Wake up, sheeple.
There we
That
go.
sounds like it could be in a Stephen King novel. I think they have interdimensional turtles. Interdimensional whales.
Well, it is like an alien that shapeshifts into a clown.
Yeah,
or
and
something.
there is a.
They have interdimensional slugs in Half-Life.
There's a giant
Yeah.
flying turtle that is reoccurring and it's like, I don't know what it's supposed to represent. but
God
it's
is
like,
a turtle.
No, pretty much. It talks to someone in the book Insomnia. It comes back in another book.
There's a lot of creation myths that have turtles in them. At least like
Are there?
indigenous
Yeah.
American ones, as far
Because
as I
change
know.
is slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born from a turtle, so.
Yeah, you were
I can
polishing
relate to
turtles
that.
last week
Yeah, I was polishing turtles.
How's that
I started with my parents.
for religious reasons.
The first turtle I ever polished was my mom.
That's a weird thing.
How was that?
Is that a weird thing?
That's a weird sentence.
Only
I
if
think.
you go a weird way with it, man.
oddly structured.
Oddly structured, yeah.
But anyway, so 4,000 years ago, the ancient folk sacrifice a young boy to the void, which is this other dimension that we'll get into.
Okay.
And he becomes the outsider, who is the guy who brands your hand with his mark and gives you your magical abilities. All magic comes from the void.
Oh, that's that boy?
That's him, yeah. He was sacrificed, I guess, as, I don't know.
I know him.
You just said a Mimi, then that boy.
Is
That's
that
the frog
boy?
on the unicycle.
Oh shit, what up? Oh shit, it's that boy. Watch him roll, watch him come.
Yeah, memes.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
The cult,
No?
I'm lost.
The cult is known as the Envisioned, and they sacrifice a young boy, or a young man, I guess, in the void.
Well, I've met the young man.
and
I played
he
Dishonored 1.
He becomes the outsider.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like neither angel nor demon. He is eternal.
He likes
is
whales.
All things.
He likes whale
I
bones,
haven't
at least.
played the game. If you tell me he's a turtle, I'm believing.
He's not a turtle.
No, he's not a turtle.
There is a whale in the void, however, known as the Leviathan.
Okay.
Whales themselves are very important. We'll get into those in a moment. I just want to give you a precursor to these few things. We'll get to year 0, and then we'll get to a couple other things. Then we'll get into
So wait, what year do the Dishonored games take place?
18-something. We'll see. Because
So-
originally it was based on Victorian England.
Yeah.
And they kept adding more and
Very
more
much
kind of
is,
wacky
yeah.
shit, and then decided to just like change it over to a new country.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So the events of the Dishonored 2 expansion,
Death of the Outsider.
Death of the Outsider, take place before the Great Burning.
The
Before year
Death
0.
of the Outsider actually takes place after Dishonored 2. The games,
Oh.
other than the expansions for Dishonored, so the Knife of Dunwall and the Brigmore Witches take place between the prologue and
yeah.
the first chapter of Dishonored.
Yeah.
The games, not the games, I guess, all content is released in chronological order.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that
cool.
the first time on the cast?
I think so.
Probably, yeah.
So it's basically the way the history goes of the games is Dishonored prologue, Knife of Dunwall, Brigmore Witches.
Which are expansions, yeah.
Exactly. Then you've got the rest of Dishonored 1,
Okay.
a book and a comic,
Okay.
Dishonored 2, and then Death of the Outsider,
The expansion.
which came out 5 fucking days ago,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's currently over.
It's yeah.
We have no idea what's going to happen next. Yada yada yada.
Okay.
Bing bang boom. That's it.
Very
That's it.
exciting.
But it's a straight line.
Very
And I had
exciting.
mentioned this to you guys earlier. Because the Dishonored lore is a lot of coronations that aren't interesting, based on people who are not in the games. This is going to be very much a Geography Boys
Okay.
episode.
Cool.
I'm usually good with language. What does coronations mean in that context?
Coronations is the crowning of in this case, an emperor or empress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only knew the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically
The one what's got all the drama.
It's been on for something like 27 seasons.
Yeah, something like that. At least, dude.
Coronation Street is huge
My mom watches it.
in the capital of the Isles, which is Dunwall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They love it there on their Victorian TVs.
Something, Victorian TV, we're back. You'll never see what happens here.
Yeah.
Oh no. What the hell was I talking about?
Victorian TVs.
Victorian
and Dunwall.
TV.
Victorian TV, Dunwall, coronations, history's boring,
Coronation.
great burning.
So we got some emperors and empires. And,
Right, and then there was some sort of civilization here who worshipped whales.
Yeah.
Whales are not like ambiguously magical in Dishonored. They're supernatural beings.
So what do we do? Do we perchance kill them and harvest their blubber for oil?
We absolutely do.
Oh wow.
Because
That's
humans,
a
no
smart thing to
matter
do with
no matter
magical
the
beings.
universe, yeah, the humans, no matter the universe,
Yeah.
fucking ruin everything.
Do any whales have tusks?
There's
Narwhals?
no narwhal equivalent. They
Okay.
all basically look like fantasy-ized sperm whales.
Okay.
They look like sperm whales. They have more fins and like fin beards, sort of.
Okay.
Gillbeards.
Yeah. And they have 2 rows of teeth. Sperm whale only has one that like lock into the top of their head.
But their teeth aren't like teeth. It's like just a lot of hair in the.
That's a
form.
baleen whale. That's a baleen whale, which is
Oh.
I don't know anything about whales.
sort of true. So
Are
like
whales
a blue,
lizards?
Like a blue whale. Does whales lizards?
Does whales lizards?
Yeah.
A baleen whale does have like modified
to
hair.
sort out the plankton and swallow
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
water.
But like a sperm whale or a killer whale or a dolphin have actual bone teeth.
Oh, tooths.
What's a baleen whale called in French? Because baleen is just whale in French.
That's true. I don't
Is
know
it
how
just
you
a whale
learn
whale?
that. Yeah.
Whale.
Yeah, it'd be like a ballet something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I know. The one that I like is because sperm whales are actually called sperm whales
They're
because
also
their
blue whales.
their echo fluid in their head looks like sperm, and sailors are lonely losers. So that's why they're named that. But in French, it's like
Who let the sailors name this whale?
it's like in French it's cachalot, which makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a sperm whale is also a blue whale, like a sperm whale.
No.
I know
No.
it has an alternate name. It does have an alternate name.
It's not a blue whale though.
A sperm whale may have an alternate name, but it's not blue whale. They're different.
Blue whale is a blue whale. It's the
Yep.
largest mammal on Earth.
It is.
Well, so what whales are in Dishonored? What are they akin to?
They look a lot like sperm whales.
sperm whales, like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Whales
More
are,
fins.
We hit that.
whales are wizards.
More fins, and they are supernatural beings. And there is in this alternate dimension, which we'll get into, which is very important. In the void, there is a whale known as the Leviathan who swims around just in 360 space because there is very little physical land
Does he meet the
in the
outsider?
void. Some people theorize that the outsider and the Leviathan are linked directly.
Okay.
Possibly the outsider was a projection of the Leviathan that it would be able, so it could communicate with humans.
That's
It would like send out a human-looking
A
thing.
proxy. Yeah.
Exactly, because like if a whale showed up and was like, "Oh, I simply wish to give you magic powers so that you may or may not sow chaos into your city,"
Yeah.
you'd just be like, "Fuck you, whale."
Yeah.
But like if a floating man shows up, it's easier to
Easier to digest.
So wait,
digest mentally.
There's one that lives in the void, you said, right?
It's called
The
the Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Exactly.
The Leviathan.
All whales, however, are linked directly to the void.
They
and
all
the
have little
Leviathan.
emo haircuts and like flip them around.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
To jump ahead, this character, the outsider, who was sacrificed or sent to the void 4,000 years ago, you meet in Dishonored 1, and he's
Yeah.
the one who shows you how to use your magic powers.
He gives them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He. It's the outsider's mark. Actually, is recently developed on in the Death of the Outsider DLC.
Oh, yeah?
Expand alone. I'll get into it.
Okay, cool.
I thought actually what that turned out to be is fucking fantastic. That's the best thing to come out
Lore-wise?
of Dishonored 2. In general, just as a script writing thing, I thought it was neat.
Not game-wise.
To be honest,
No, the game sucks.
As we said, yeah.
Whenever we got into this, I was picturing like a stealth game with like some assassin type person. I didn't think that magic whales were gonna be part at all.
Yeah, magic whales in a place called the Void.
No one
Yeah.
ever suspects the magic whales.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking ready, Jamie. Stay on top of your shit. Get your fucking head in the game, kid. we're here now.
To be fair, I've played the game 3 times. I've 100%ed it. I've played all the expansions, and I never knew that the whales were necessarily sentient. I knew that they played a key part in the magic system, but
How do they traverse
I'm
the
learning too.
world that you're in? Do they just kind of float around like in the air? Like,
Presumably
To my
they
knowledge,
swim.
it's in the void they just float around because the void
Oh.
is 360 space.
Yeah.
It's like being in space.
so you
right?
just talk to them. They never just like float into your town and be like, hey.
Yeah.
No, well, you don't actually ever talk to them. You only ever talk to the outsider.
Oh,
Yeah.
who knows the whales? He's
and the society that you're in is very much a Victorian society, and it's super dependent on whale blubber.
Instead of it's described as whale punk instead of steampunk.
Yeah.
Everything is powered by whale oil.
Everything is powered
Whales
by whale
punk.
oil, so it's like literally
Whales punk. Exactly.
you set up
Yeah,
this society.
sure.
you set up this society that's predicated on killing these. Now I'm learning magical beings. Or
Yes.
I guess I always assumed magical, but I didn't know to the extent that they were magical.
Yeah.
That's for the same reason why we don't have unicorns anymore, is we harvested them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
how cars
I
run.
know. Yeah. Yeah.
The ancient bones of
exactly.
unicorns.
Yeah, it's like, we're trying to get off unicorn blood.
Yeah.
Solar power because this is really bad.
Yeah.
So where were we? Yes. So at some point, Dunwall is the capital of the Isles. It's where the Empress lives, or is murdered in, depending on which Empress.
Yeah.
Lives or dies.
That's true. The first one.
Exactly. Dunwall is the capital of the Isles. It is in the country known as Bristol, which will be the first country we cover in
Okay, cool.
Geography Boys episode of the Lore Boys podcast. Follow us on iTunes.
Yeah.
There was a society there
Before.
about 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years before the game.
Okay.
1,000 years
Roughly in
before
about the year 800.
800.
Okay.
Yeah.
About the year 800. It vanished. All they left behind were bone charms, which are little trinkets
Which you find
made
in the
of,
game.
made of whale bone, and runes, which are also made of whale bone.
Which you also find in
that
the
are
game.
exactly
In-game currency? What is this?
no. They're
Unlocks powers.
more like
So currency.
no. They don't. The runes unlock
Runes
powers.
do, yeah.
They're like basically like your level up points. They're skill points
Yeah.
basically because they can upgrade your magical abilities further. So the runes and bone charms are not enchanted by like a witch or anything like that. They are magic by nature.
Inherently
Okay.
magical.
Yes, exactly. Because
very cool.
Whales are linked directly. For a long time, and still do, considering I didn't play Death of the Outsider, I just watched the speedrun, I still personally believe at the bottom of the ocean is where the void begins, and that's my own fan theory.
Oh, that makes
I'm pretty
sense.
sure the deeper you go, I think at some point you pass between deep ocean and void, and that's why the whales are linked.
That's cool.
Because
And the void is just referencing deep ocean, right?
Yeah.
we call it the abyss on Earth, right? Like the abyss is the part of the deep ocean where light has never existed.
Yeah, Mariana's Void.
It's Mariana's Trench, but it is in the abyss. Yeah,
Mariana's
exactly.
Void was the joke that Jamie was making.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was
Actually correcting him.
I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
You had a thought, yeah.
I told you this was going to be a dry cast. No humor.
No
goddammit.
jokes.
So I've always believed that. It's my own fan theory that you guys can run with, but I do think...
No, it's my fan theory.
They're physically based on sperm whales, which dive into the abyss.
Yeah, which
to,
are the
eat
deepest
squids.
diving whale, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that the only animal on Earth would be able to just pass into the void, which is this magic dimension, and come back, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whales are so cool. They like
Like in general, or
oh yeah. Probably in this game.
They don't need magic.
There's whales that will.
You ever eaten a whale?
Not much.
I have.
You got to eat a lot of a whale to eat a whale. You know what I mean? Like you got to get a lot of whale meat to make.
No, but I mean,
whale.
have you tasted whale?
No.
No,
But,
I have.
Oh, that's cool, man. Like, what they do though, like some of them, they'll see a school of fish and they'll get like 5 of them together and they'll start swirling around it, make a whirlpool so the fish can't get out, and then
one
they'll dive down.
One comes from the bottom.
And they'll all come from the bottom and just chomp them up.
Yeah.
Same as dolphins. Yeah.
Oh man, whales are cool.
Animals not necessarily dumb. My cat's dumb. But I mean, like, I don't.
A lot of animals.
Hashtag not all animals, right?
Hashtag not all animals.
Yeah.
Hashtag Peter's cat's an idiot.
My cat scream. She's so screamy. Yeah, little screamer. Very screamy. Very dumb. Dull.
What's 2 + 2?
Yeah. I ask her questions. She just looks at me and she just goes like. And I'm like, you stupid idiot. I love verbally abusing my cat. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
thing to do. Oh my god. It's because they don't understand.
I
right?
love verbally abusing my dog in a cutesy voice.
Yeah,
you know
that's it.
Yeah.
It's because they only understand tone.
That's
so
it,
she'll walk up to me and she's like, meow, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And she's like, meow, I'm gonna shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Meow, you stupid fucking idiot.
I don't know if my dog picked up on this, but if I do insult her when she's like in an excited mood, she's a husky, they're very vocal. I go, you're stupid, and she'll go, "Rrr, rrr, rrr," like she'll fight
she
back.
gets offended.
no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Straight up
See,
gets
that's why I
offended.
got a cat. It's because she either gets offended or doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's having a cat's like it's like a more active plant. It needs food and water instead of just like dirt.
Yeah.
Well, it does need it. She has a box of dirt.
She got a box of
Yeah.
dirt. Yeah.
box dirt.
She needs the exact same amount of dirt as a plant.
Yeah, exactly. That I have to like fucking change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you should change the dirt on your plant too, just not as often.
Dirts don't poop though.
Really?
Dirts don't poop.
I don't know. I don't
Put that on a piece of corn.
I don't know what that sentence was gonna be. That's what came out, and I'm
Girls,
not,
we know
I'm not
two
gonna
things.
try again.
We know 2 things. Big girls don't cry. Dirts don't poop. That's all we know.
Fergie taught me both.
Thank you, Fergie. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that one again. That's
Speaking of celebrities, did Nick Cannon ever get back to us?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I'm sure he's got a backlog. He will get back.
He's probably got. Yeah.
He texted. He hit me up. Did he not hit you guys up?
Oh.
Nick Cannon didn't hit me up.
Oh shit! Yeah, no,
Fucking
he
Nick
sent me a
Cannon.
message. He said he couldn't. He was really cryptic. I was wondering why, but the fact that he messaged you guys, it's you guys. I'll do a solo cast with Nick Cannon. Don't you guys worry about it.
Yeah, just tell me. Just tell me. Who cares? Anyway, civilization based on worshiping fancy magic whales disappears. Dunwall, the location, capital of the Isles.
Yes,
All right.
I'm following so far.
All right, there we go.
I've played
so now
all
we
this.
move into geography, boys.
Cool.
Because this is where most of it is.
Where's Texas?
Texas is not featured.
Okay.
Where's
Well, just in general.
Namibia?
Yeah.
Where's Nambia? There's a topical one for you.
Nambia.
President Trump said Nambia in a speech.
Well-
But Nambia is not a country. It's called Namibia. What an idiot.
I'm suspicious. I don't have the ability to be surprised about anything that happens with that man.
That's the theme of 2017,
Yeah.
right?
What?
That's the theme of 2017.
Yeah, it's just like-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Surprise goes out the window.
He
Yeah.
invited Stephen Curry to eat at the White House with him, and Stephen Curry didn't immediately say yes. So he tweeted out, well, he didn't want to come to me, and he didn't get back to me right away, so he is now uninvited.
Who the fuck? Stephen Curry, like the comedian?
Steph
no,
Curry
Steph Curry.
is who he's talking about.
Stephen Curry.
His name is Steven. It's weird that you call him Steven, though.
Oh, we're close.
Steph Curry,
Yeah.
the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, he's like a guy who has like a 50% like
higher than
half
50,
court
yeah.
shot. Like
Yeah.
he can just shoot from anywhere while contested. Like he's insanely good.
He's a very good basketball player.
Yeah.
It's like Robin Hood, but with a basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's like
so-
Michael Jordan, also with a basketball.
Like do yourself a favor if you don't
Can he
know
like
him.
can he score one basket and then like split the first ball in half with the second ball?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly like Robin Hood.
Yeah. No, honestly though, like if you guys don't know him, like go look him up. Like just watch a highlight reel or something. He's not even like a tall man, and as far as the
As
NBA goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's 6 foot something, but
Yeah.
he's not tall.
But he'll have like a 7-foot defender in front of him, and he'll just sink it from the 3-point
Yeah.
line like every time.
Fuck,
He's a very good
so-
basketball
yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Was the point.
Yeah, I consider.
He got
a tall
invited
man
to the
be
White
5'9".
House.
Yeah.
President Trump can be a clown. At
Yeah,
times.
he's like, oh, you didn't get back to me soon enough. I saw the messages read on Messenger, and he didn't get back to me, so uninvited. I'm telling everyone. You know, like it's silly.
Well,
It's
you know.
silly. It's so silly.
What have you done?
What hast thou wrought?
What have you wrought upon this earth?
You fool! You know nothing of the powers with which you meddle.
I am so happy that here between time we don't have anybody to be embarrassed by. But
well, we have
ourselves.
literally every president of the United States right now.
We have
Yeah.
all presidents of every country that have ever existed or will ever be elected.
And you know what? They are insignificant compared to the size of everything
I
that
disagree.
we have access
All I
to.
care about is current presidential nominees for the United States of America.
Okay.
He's not the nominee.
Well,
You know who I was surprised by? That Jerry Ford. That guy really blew me out. of the
Jerry
water.
Ford.
He-
Let's get busy.
There were 2 assassination attempts on President Gerald Ford, both by women. The only 2 female assassination attempts by women in the history of the United States.
What did Jerry do?
Did he get shot?
No, he just like it was attempts. They should have.
No, but I mean,
they should have with knives.
There
They were
was
like,
an attempt on
a lot of presidents.
the guy who looks like Dr. Robotnik.
Roosevelt.
Oh, Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy,
That's it.
yeah.
Fuck, I can't believe what this is. Like Sonic 2.
Teddy, not FDR.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Teddy
Because there's been
Roosevelt
two Roosevelts.
was shot, and that constitutes an attempt.
He was shot on stage.
Yeah.
And he finished his speech.
Yeah, because he was a badass.
Oh, and he got shot right when the cannon went off.
Yeah.
That's it, right? That's something else.
Maybe.
I don't know.
No, I'm just making things
We'll
up.
just do
I
a
thought so. Yeah.
We'll just do a
I was
Lore
playing
Boys
along.
episode
I
about
was
the
yes
states.
and
Lore Boys episode about the United States, just like this crazy
That'll be
shit.
fun. That'll be a good episode.
um,
Jesus Christ, what are we talking about?
Empire of the Isles.
Yeah.
Right?
We're going geography, boys.
Geography
Yeah,
boys.
So okay, we gotta get off the track. So up till now, we know there's a bunch of different months, ending with a purge month that is like 3 days or whatever,
the
right?
Fugue Feast.
Yeah,
the
the
Fugue Feast. That's a good
Fugue
name
Feast.
for it.
And then after that, we went into the world a bit. Or
There
no?
was the outsider was exiled 4,000 years ago.
Okay.
No, he was sacrificed.
Sacrifice.
To the void.
Sent to the void.
Okay.
Exiled to the void.
Got you.
We have Magic Wales.
Magic Whales.
We have a place called Dunwall,
Yep.
And then
which is the capital of the country called. It starts with a G.
Gristle.
Crystal.
Yeah.
And there's who's the middle point between the whales and the main character? Like, it's the
The
summoner,
outsider.
the speaker, the
Uh,
outsider.
yeah.
The guy who got sacrificed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, outside.
Gotcha.
He was a
might
human who
be-
got sacrificed, and because whales can't talk to people, but they can talk to the outsider
But
and
they
the
can
void.
project
I
people
guess.
that can talk to people.
Yeah.
Obviously.
He's the prophet.
I like the thought that they just like tied a bunch of rocks to him and threw him in the ocean. That's how he got to the void.
No, they stabbed him to death.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
That's how you get to the bottom of the ocean. You get stabbed a bunch of times.
classic.
Yeah.
No, they stopped him.
James Cameron, he's been to the lowest point on Earth. How did he do it? Got stabbed a bunch of times.
Alcoholism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I had another beer to open, I'd crack it.
Yeah, hold on, I
At
gotta
that
open
exact moment. Do it. So anyway, the territory of the Isles is multiple. There we go. There you go, James Cameron. Yeah.
This one's for you, James Cameron.
James Cameron's personal abyss. So the territory comprises of 4 countries: Bristol, which is home to the imperial capital of Dunwall, setting for the first game.
Yep.
And half the population of the Isles. It's the largest one, so it's very much because I think the game was supposed to be based in England before they added all this magic whale shit. It's still basically in the shape of the UK minus Ireland. And as Peter O'Donoghue, I can say I'm glad they didn't include Ireland. We're the worst part of the UK.
Oh, really?
I'm fucking with you, man.
Oh.
I don't mean that.
I don't know Ireland. Like, I know it's like.
I'm gonna go
Not
soon.
here.
I want to do the Wild Atlantic Way when we get out of between time at some point.
I'm going to Scotland at the end of the month.
I thought you were going to somewhere else.
Going to Amsterdam, then I'm going to the England, then I'm going to Scotland. The England. I was going to say the UK, but I was like, Scotland is the UK.
I don't know why, like,
Not
after
England
we've
and
transcended time, you guys are still so obsessed with our
when,
time.
when I'm doing stuff, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to it. Gosh dang it.
When I will have been go on vacation,
Yeah.
it's gonna be to Amsterdam, Scotland, in the UK.
Yeah.
That's it. Dirt don't poop.
Dirt don't poop. God, what the fuck was I gonna say? What the fuck was I going to say? What was that sentence gonna be?
Dirt does poop.
Dirt does poop. Fuck.
Well, because you're talking about a plant.
You were gonna say
cat,
plants
right?
don't poop.
Yeah, plants
But
don't
they do.
Okay, yeah, that feels right.
Well, they don't poop, but they take all of the nutrients out of the soil. And you
Okay,
gotta change
and
the
that's
soil.
their waste. Yeah, okay,
It's like-
okay, that makes sense. But I kind of I lost complete track of whatever the fuck that thought was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dunwall is in Bristol, which is the capital of the Isles, and half the population. Bristol is a large, centrally located island
Cool.
between the four, and they focus mostly on farming, shipping, whaling, obviously,
whaling, obviously.
and mining.
Cool.
And they're a proud support of the Imperial Navy. They're big on the Navy bullshit.
Is it not their navy?
They like boys who kiss each other.
Or
Who
is
doesn't?
it like the
Join the Navy.
Yeah. Yvonne and
that's-
Yash.
Yeah.
So is the empire kind of consist of all these countries, or
Yes, the empire itself is the four
okay.
countries, which we're starting with Bristol. We'll get into that.
Yeah, okay,
And then
sorry.
there is one more continent which I love on
Morrowind.
this planet.
Yeah.
Morrowind, exactly. Yeah, well, you spoiled the end of the podcast.
Spoil-
Exactly. So Bristol is so most of the people are there. They has 8 major cities. The only important one is Dunwall because it's the capital city as the setting for the first game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's very British design.
It seems like it. Yeah.
It looks very much like England.
Yeah.
It's Victorian style kind of architecture
Yeah.
with like the weird pseudo sci-fi whale oil powered magic shit.
None of the voice acting is British though.
No,
Oddly
none of
enough.
the
All by whales,
None of the voice acting
Yeah.
in those games is British.
That's how you know that it's a fantasy world. It's because
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm in Victorian England, but nobody's talking like this, eh?
Yeah.
So
Hey, shine your boots, Gav.
It's actually
Yeah,
all
right,
voiced by whales.
Yeah.
There's a few different noises that whales make, and they're all labeled. There's like a. I've done this on the cast. This feels familiar. But yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
No,
Have you
there's
talked about whales before?
there's like 4 distinct sounds that a whale makes, and then like some little bits in between. And there's people who try and like figure out whale language. And if you guys are ever like really spaced out for whatever reason, and you're just feeling kind of trippy,
Maybe you've been
just
drinking.
put on some whale songs, turn off the lights, let it rip.
Disappear
Let
into
it
the
rip.
void. Yeah.
Just Beyblade it up with some
Yeah,
whale sounds. You know what I
Just
mean?
rip into the void, dog.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
So we got Bristol.
Got Bristol.
Yeah.
A little bit of trivia about Bristol. It's the heart of the Empire.
Hit me.
It's the largest isle in the Empire of the Isles.
Yes.
And it's based mostly on Western Europe, obviously. The name Bristol bears a great resemblance to the real-life
Bristol?
English county of Bristol.
That was my first thought
Yes,
when you said
it is,
Bristol.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Bristol, but for green people.
But that's it, exactly. So, other than Bristol, we have Morley, which is to the northeast a bit of Bristol.
Okay.
Okay, Morley is it's known for its poets, musicians, philosophers, and food.
Okay.
So it's very much the.
I like that place.
I guess if Bristol's going to be the England, Morley be the France, maybe
Yeah.
maybe the Italy.
That's fair.
Sounds like whatever the place is, but during the Renaissance. Like
Yeah.
there's art, there's philosophy, there's like good food and stuff. Sounds great.
They have their own king.
Where's Shakespeare from?
England?
Avonmore, or
I don't know.
I mean the town. Anyway.
It's irrelevant from the abyss.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, exactly. He's not from.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from all places at the same time.
He's dust now.
Yeah, he is.
So it's got.
you.
Yeah.
Take that, Shakespeare. Step to me.
Fuck you, Billy Shakes.
Yeah, Billy Shakes.
of your flesh.
I like The Merchant of Venice.
It was a good Shakespeare novel.
Yeah.
You guys want to just like rate Shakespeare's plays, or?
Ranked.
Yeah.
I want to write a BuzzFeed article. Shakespeare's plays ranked best to worst.
I'll say King Lear, The Tempest, Othello, Merchant of Venice.
I haven't read King Lear.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Midsummer Night's Dream was... I wasn't a fan.
That's my mom's favorite.
Romeo and Juliet's got to be one of my least favorite, but I read it in grade 9, so...
Yeah.
I saw the...
Yeah, anything I was forced to read, I hate automatically, because I recently went back to F. Scott Fitzgerald, excuse me. I reread The Pearl and fucking...
Great Gatsby.
Of Mice and Men and The Great Gatsby.
No, Of Mice and Men was John Steinbeck.
Excuse me.
And John Steinbeck is fantastic.
Excuse me. No, I'm an idiot. That's true. F. Scott Fitzgerald did The Great Gatsby,
Great
and
Gatsby.
I actually just liked that in high school. It's a little bit too buzzed to remember
Yeah.
that. But it was, John Steinbeck, because I went back to The Pearl, and it's not as bad as I remember.
I literally just bought The Winter of Our Demise, and I'm looking forward to reading that.
Isn't it Winter of Our Discontent?
Discontent, sorry.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling's The Hobbit.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Jamie likes to read too.
Yeah.
So anyway, Morley itself, despite being famous for its poets, has a dreary climate. It's England.
It's more like Ball's Realm.
It is Molag Bal.
Okay.
Everybody's ankle deep in slush.
Yeah, exactly.
Being ghost raped or something by demons from another dimension. Just like Molag Bal is gonna do whatever his thing is.
Yeah. Which is ghost rape.
Oh man, I have this. Speaking of which.
What do you...
Oh, no,
hang on. All right, I've got it. So I've got a fucking story for you guys.
Is this Scary Movie 3?
Yes. No. Okay. So I know a producer who was working with Jason Alexander in the mid '90s.
Okay. The height of Jason Alexander's
Yeah,
career.
exactly. And at some point, they were shooting something in I think it was in Montreal. I think, and they were working there, and she had gotten him a house to stay in. Okay. And at some point, after a couple of days, he calls her, and is like, "Hey, I need you to get us out of this house, and we need to get a new place to stay right now."
Okay.
And she's like, "Okay, Jason, what happened?" And he's like, "Okay, my nanny was raped by a ghost." And then, but because she's right, and because she's such a good producer, she was just like, "Okay, Jason," and got him a hotel.
He's notoriously hard to work with, though, right?
Yeah,
he?
probably because he believes in fucking ghosts.
Yeah.
Not only ghosts, but ghost rape. And it didn't even rape him. It's a second-hand account
It was
of
his
ghost
nanny,
rape.
yeah.
Ghost rape. You know what I mean? It was his
Mr.
nanny.
Alexander, a ghost raped me.
Yeah.
Calling a producer right now.
Call the producer. We're
Getting us the
moving
fuck out of this place.
Actors.
Yeah. Jesus
Can't live
Christ.
with them. Can't live without them.
Never work with children, animals, or actors.
Yeah.
Hollywood's the worst.
Yeah. Never work with ghost rapists.
Well,
work
I mean,
with-
obviously.
Don't work with whales.
No whales, no ghost rapists.
No lizards.
Nope.
No.
No,
Because whales are dolphins, and dolphins are lizards, and lizards are wizards, as we know, and that's why whales are wizards.
I'm
Right?
lost. Legitimately.
Talking about morally.
carry on about Morley.
Yeah.
So anyway, to compensate for the shitty weather, everybody's very creative and poetic, and they just love all these things, okay? Racially, physically, they're described as being quite tall, quite broad, hefty folk, and very blonde.
Okay. Nords.
So it's got
Yeah.
English weather, it's got Italian poets,
And these are the
it's got
Saxons.
Swedish citizens.
So Morley is Germany, right? These are the
I
Saxons.
suppose so.
Yeah. Or I guess maybe the
exactly.
Scandinavia.
I don't think Germany's known more for its pragmatism rather than its art, though.
Or maybe
isn't it?
because they're also
Yeah,
known for food to
absolutely.
be like
Yeah.
kind of Belgian.
Yeah.
Morley would be like the
Belgian.
Belgium,
Morlean waffles.
maybe.
Morlish.
I know they grow apples, which I know because you can eat Morley apples in the game.
Okay.
They're like Southern Ontario. It's great. Southern Ontario, known for its poets,
There's-
shit weather, and
known for its poets.
ghost
Cornwall,
rapists.
Ontario,
And
known for its
Marineland.
poets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Marine Land, too, where the whales are.
yeah, they got whales.
Yeah.
They got whales in Marineland, which are sadder than they are
There's
magic.
a
That's
place.
fine.
There's a place you can go in Ontario.
I can't believe they haven't changed that fucking
Where
commercial.
the sea lions
In,
speak,
like,
or so the
30
story
years.
goes.
Okay,
It's
this is so...
amazing.
If we want to
There.
appeal to a larger audience, this is not the songs to
Friend-
sing. No one knows.
In Friendship Cove,
Everyone
everyone loves
Marineland.
Marineland. Morley, everyone loves
Loves
Morley. I just like whack the shit out of the wire here.
Morleyland.
Everyone's like making noise. Let me just whack the shit out of that wire.
Just make sure you're still making noise.
Okay, all right. I have readjusted this. The other island, which we should all know, is the southernmost island. It's the fancy southern France, Italy, Greece sort of
Okay.
one. It's known as-
Mediterranean island.
It is the Mediterranean. country of the Isles, it is known as Serkonos, which is where Karnaca is.
It's a very Greek name too.
It is, yeah, Serkonos, yeah. Stella Serkonos.
Yeah. It's a very Italian accent.
I know, I'm so bad. I can barely.
You're Greek.
I can barely do an impression of my grandfather. It's still worse.
If you guys had to choose all Greek literature or tzatziki,
all Greek literature.
Wait, what?
I don't like
I'd have
tzatziki.
to think about it.
I know you like tzatziki. I'm not a big fan of tzatziki at all.
I don't think it's that good either.
He loves it.
Greek literature?
No. Tzatziki.
I don't even like Greek literature, but I'd take it over tzatziki.
Serkonos itself is very important now because it is where Dishonored 2 takes place.
Yeah.
And Death of the Outsider take place in the capital city of Serkonos, known as Karnaca.
And this is not the one that you really like? You saved that one for last?
No, this is simply geographically the next island.
Sorry, I thought you said one of the islands you really liked.
We're going east to
Yo,
west.
ooh, no. There's a completely different thing that I just adore lore-wise.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
The Empire of the Isles itself is pretty vanilla.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss your moment. You know what I mean?
Oh no! Don't worry. When this nut gets busted, you'll fucking know. And we're gonna crack this walnut open. You're gonna see that whatever the inside of a nut's called.
How do you pronounce those nuts that are kind of long shaped with the two stripes down the middle? Are they pecans, or
pecan.
pecans?
It's pecan.
I like
Are
pecans.
they pecans, or pecans? They're pecans.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a pecan.
When I was growing up,
Pecan.
there were pecans.
Yeah, I call them pecans.
And
Like
then,
Pecan Sam.
Then I became cultured.
Pecan Sam.
Like,
I just want to design that mascot where it's just like a bird made of nuts.
a bird made of nuts. Why not the thumbnel for this episode? Is a bird made of nuts. Is that too off topic?
Dishonored. That's too big. Yeah, that's too clever by a half.
Bird made of nuts eating a corn and cob.
Yeah, eating a corn, riding a whale through space.
Yeah.
Way too specific.
It all worked.
Anyway, Karnaca itself, Serkonos, very Mediterranean. It's very southern. It's based mostly on southern France and Italy and the Mediterranean. And Greek islands.
People go there seasonally for the carnival.
It is.
Right?
It's
like the Coney Island of the Dishonored universe.
Yeah, exactly. it's Serkonos like New Jersey. It's great.
Yeah, it sounds like
it's the fucking best.
That's it.
They got a rusty Ferris wheel. If you get cut, you get a free tetanus booster. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
On your way out.
Rusty Ferris wheel sounds like a
sex thing.
Yeah.
It does sound like
Gave her the rusty Ferris wheel last night.
Yeah. What? Or it's like at a twist that she gave me the rusty Ferris wheel.
The big one, which I've forgotten again.
The Ferris wheel?
No, the big island starts with a G.
Gristle,
because it sounds like
you can
Bristol.
Think it sounds like gristle. So it's just like when you're eating some old chicken, and
you
you're
got
like
the gristle.
You got the gristle.
Yeah.
And anyway, gristle.
So Bristol is Manhattan.
Well, no, because they're countries.
Okay, guys.
Dunwall.
No, but if we're comparing this
the-
all
These
to New York.
metaphors are making me lost. I don't know about our listeners, but I am so lost. Like, okay, so we have. So how many do we have so far? We have
3 so far. We're getting to the fourth one.
Morley,
Then
and we
there's
have
the Greek
Serkonos.
one.
and Serkonos.
Serkonos.
Okay.
There's only one more.
Names
so
are
don't
hard.
worry.
Okay.
Anyway, Serkonos, great weather, very Mediterranean. Rich people love to vacation there. Setting for Dishonored 2, setting for Dishonored Death of the Outsider.
So that's more upstate than Coney Island. But anyway, if
Yeah.
rich people love to vacation.
Rich folk,
there.
the aristos like to vacation and have orgies in Serkonos.
Okay.
Mostly
That's where they do their fugue feast?
yeah, probably.
Probably, huh?
All right.
People vacation for their fugue feast? I mean, I would.
Okay.
So they're obviously affiliated with the religious body known as the Abbey of the Everyman, which was established as
Abbey of the Everyman.
The
That's
Abbey
a
of the
mouthful.
Everyman, which I guess I'll get into very quickly now,
Yeah.
is the religious body of the Isles.
Okay.
They are intensely powerful. They hate magic because they tell people
Because the everyman doesn't have access to magic.
Well, I mean, they tell people magic doesn't exist, but they also have these big boxes with cranks on them known as the ancient music that actively suppresses magic and actually works.
Oh, yeah.
So the Abbey of the Everyman, basically,
almost like very on point. Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. I really love the sound design in the first one. So other issues I have with the second game are the enemies aren't really interesting. It's mostly people, and then you've got the Clockwork Soldiers, which are like these big whale oil powered robots that somehow fucking can detect between friend and foe or whatever.
Or
But
from gay people and non-gay people.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
As robots do.
Which apparently robots do now, which is fucking insane. They that's the biggest enemy you fight. Whereas in Dishonored 1, You had the tall boys, where the
boys.
dudes on the big stilts.
But they're people.
To avoid the plague, which was awesome. And then you also had...
Avoid the plague?
Yeah, we'll get it.
Okay, I'm too tall for your plague.
that was it.
Puny humans.
Yeah. So we'll get into the plague in a minute, but they're on stilts to avoid contact with sick people in the same way that like a plague doctor had a wand.
Well, he had a mask that
filled
was just
with
full
flowers.
of flowers.
Yeah, because flowers cure disease. Obviously,
because disease was linked to smell, and if something smells bad, then it's a disease, and if it smells good, then it's not a
cure.
disease. So they just jammed a bunch of flowers in their plague mask, and they're like, "I'm fine. I'm immune to disease."
But anyway, the Abbey of the Everyman. But yeah, so they have these music boxes that like let out this very heavy, bassy noise.
Yeah.
That disables your magical abilities in the first game.
They just play Batarang.
Oh my god!
They have it's places where they need bassy noise. So the Abbey of the Everyman knows magic exists, but they consider it heresy.
Okay.
The god they worship is never mentioned. They don't have
be the everyman.
They
right?
just they for some reason
mankind.
are just like, oh man, all this supernatural shit is absolute heresy, and it's a heretical act against some other thing.
Against regular normies.
Yeah, but they use this.
Muggles.
The normies, exactly. They use the ancient music, which is something that they've had for thousands of years that can actually stop music.
Yeah,
magic. Stop magic, exactly. So if you alert like an Abbey musician in the first game, he'll turn around and he'll start cranking his music box, and because you're imbued with magic, it will blow you backwards and also completely nullify your
magic. You can't blink, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't use any of your spells.
Yeah.
So they know
but
about...
the only spell was blink, let's be honest.
Well, there's blink. There's possession is good.
No, there was a lot of good spells.
I'm trying to think of like the physics of that. Like some magic is a frequency, I guess, in this game, because if music can interfere with it, it would have to be...
The ancient music somehow cuts off the link between the mark on your hand with the mark of the outsider, which is connected to the void, and the void itself. It can somehow separate the void from the mark.
Okay.
And the ancient music has existed. Presumably it was created in the last surviving thing from that civilization that was destroyed and forgotten.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd assume. It's only known as the ancient music.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, cool. The ancient
when in doubt, blame it on the ancients.
Exactly. But they do... The Abbey themselves are aligned a bit with their... So the Abbey is... Their kind of enforcers are all men. This is kind of like their priests. And then their nuns are known as the Oracular Order.
Okay.
Who are... It's a group of women associated with other women who are dead, but they have runes carved into their bones. And
the dead women or the
dead
women
do.
Okay, yeah.
The dead women are all in coffins. There's 4 of them, I believe. They have runes carved into their bones. They can channel the essence of the void through themselves.
Oh shit.
So the Abbey of the Everyman, while they say magic is heresy, they are associated, at least in Serkonos, with the Oracular Order, which is a bunch of psychic ladies who channel magical powers through their dead sisters, basically, who are their runic skeletons of these old mummified women.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Touching poop is gross, but I got a plumber to do it for me.
Basically, yeah.
I get my magic powers from a plumber who touches poop.
It's exactly like that. Yeah.
Not plant poop, because plants don't poop.
And that's Serkonos. It's a vacation spot. You know, they like that stuff. They got the Oracular Order there, setting for the second 2 games.
So that's like a very religious isle?
It is. Well, it's a holiday isle, and they have like they've got a mix of hedonism and faith.
Okay.
Here and there. The last island with people on it that we know of.
What's got the peoples?
Tivia. And it is a frozen wasteland.
Like the bone in your arm, but with a V instead of a B.
Exactly. It's also Tyvia.
It's V as in vector instead of B as in vector.
The Tivian culture is one that mixes mainly survivalism and refinement, because winter essentially never ends. It's a lot like northern Canada. It's cold and boasts a hostile ecosystem. The people who live there are known to be skilled in the culinary arts as well, because apparently everybody in the fucking Isles is just like, oh, let me whip you up something that lives outside.
right?
Yeah.
Like, so, whoa, okay, perfect, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, in Tibia though, because so let's say you live in a really hot place, right? And you just killed a piece of meat. I don't know what it is.
It's like if you live in
days,
Serkonos.
Yeah, you've got 2 days till that Serkonos meat's got some maggots in it.
Yeah.
You can take your time. You know, I'll have the leg today.
Yeah.
I'll have the arm a year from now.
Yeah.
I can experiment.
I'm just gonna leave it outside.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Gonna
Everything's
keep.
so cold. They can take their time with it.
They're architects mostly.
Okay.
So they do eat the whales.
They build a mean igloo, is what
They
you're saying.
made a fantastic igloo in Tibia in Debakva, the capital presumably because it has the darkest text on the wiki page.
The
whatever.
Bakva.
Yeah. A lot of people have ventured to Tibia. There's a lot of paintings in Dishonored of
it's like-
whaling ships who have like come to rest because they've been frozen in ice, like explorers.
It's Antarctica.
Yeah, no, it's more the Arctic because it is north of Bristol. It's the northernmost
Okay.
island in the Empire of the Isles.
Okay.
There's no penguins there.
The Arctic is
there
just-
might be.
The Arctic is mostly ice.
Yeah.
So.
It can't. Presently in the canon, there are no penguins, but I can't confirm or deny that there aren't penguins
Are there
because we have
penguins
yet
or
to
are
have a
there
game
polar
in
bears?
Tibia. Huh?
Are there penguins or are there polar bears?
Maybe there's both.
That's how you can tell where you are. That
Well,
doesn't
I
make
mean, that's how
sense.
you can tell where you are on Earth.
That doesn't make sense.
Where our
Penguins
listeners are.
prey on polar bears. Polar bears would be extinct if penguins were around.
That's why there's no polar bears
in Antarctica, I mean,
Penguins drove them out.
the polar bear is a dominant species, except for the penguin. It got to Antarctica. It went every
That's
other
true.
continent on Earth. You can find a polar bear.
Ain't no polar bears in Antarctica.
No, but every
That's
other
weird.
continent on Earth, you can find a polar bear.
Yeah.
It's like
But
in
not.
Pokemon, like the bug type. You know, like everyone can kill the bug type, but then like some rock type walks along, and it's like the polar bear. Is bug strong against rock?
No, rock strong is bug.
What's the other one? What is bug strong against?
They all have weakness.
Psychic, dark, grass.
Anyways,
That's it.
that broke down. But
Water.
yeah. Anyways,
Right.
it's the penguins. It's funny that they're not the strongest thing ever, but they, for whatever reason, trump the polar.
Yeah, that's it.
They're so buff.
In the game of life, which is an equivalent to rock paper scissors, polar bear comes after penguin.
Yeah.
I think it's polar bear beats human beats penguin beats polar bear.
Yeah.
That's how that game of rock paper scissors
it's
go.
pretty easy to punch a penguin
That's how
in the
that
face.
Fire Emblem goes.
Yeah. Pretty easy to punch a penguin in the face. I think it'd be fun, actually.
Yeah.
It should
Don't
be
tell that
funny.
to a polar bear.
Because they make such a horrible noise.
Yeah.
Where you just like walk up and they look all buff and shit, and you're just like, fuck you, bitch, and you punch them in the neck.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
Don't they be kind of like meeps? I saw Pengu and like
I saw penguin.
Newt.
Newt, that's it. They're
You know,
newts.
when I was a kid, I thought that show was gibberish, but it's Norwegian.
Is it?
Yeah, I think they're speaking a language.
That
I
I
think.
didn't know.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Whoa.
That
What
blows
about-
my mind.
What about Charlie Brown's teacher?
That's gibberish.
No,
I'm not positive.
that's
No,
Dutch.
it's
That's
I was gonna,
Dutch,
no, I was gonna
dude.
say it's Icelandic. Yeah, it's not gibberish, it's Icelandic. It's not. It's Icelandic people communicate only with horns.
Yeah, it's actually it's actually Tivian.
Yeah, it's Tivian. The Tivians themselves, because of their harsh climate, are rather isolationist, and they don't spend too much time fuxing with the problems of the Empire. But it seems neat. Sadly, it's not a continent we've been to yet. Finally, though, we come to the other landmass that is on the known world. So the Empire of the Isles, because it's based on England, is pretty into colonization. Colonialism.
Yeah.
They're pretty into it. They like putting people on boats, like taking things, putting them on boats, taking those boats with people and things on them, putting them on other places that might already have people and things on them, but who cares? Because our things are better, or whatever.
Yeah.
We got a flag.
We got a flag.
we did.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen, we got
Do you have a
flag.
flag? Oh, then you don't own this
Oh,
landmass. Yeah.
You guys don't have a flag, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Well, the only flag I see on this beach is this one.
That's my flag.
I only see the Bristol flag here.
That's it. Here, have some alcohol and some guns, and you figure it out.
And some blankets. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how these things work. If you guys figured out, you could just fucking keep them, I guess. Anyway, Bristol, bad people. Sometimes. Also,
Most of the time. In the past, anyway.
most of the time. There is another place on this planet that we know of known as the Pandician continent.
Cool.
So the Empire has repeatedly tried to colonize the Pandician continent. They've attempted to build a port city there. It was a failure. They've tried to push forward into the jungle. It's untamed wilderness that people claim to have seen actual monsters in. There are apparently land-based whales, or at least animals the size of whales that roam the land on the Pandician continent.
There's dinosaurs.
Maybe. We haven't been there yet.
They found
Land-based
dinosaur
whales.
land. Yeah.
Land-based whales. Land whales.
They found Jurassic Park.
I like the thing.
Oh yeah, it's like Dr. Sadler and Dr. Grant. She like looks over, he like twists her head, and there's just like a whale.
A whale, just like walking with feet.
Welcome to the Pandician continent.
Dude,
Oh my god!
Instead of legs, it's developed like a tractor type like tank
Yeah, just
system.
a treadmill.
Yeah, treads.
Treads, yeah.
Fucking whale with treads. That's fucking funny that you mentioned that. Like, my buddy Alexi one time in high school drew something called the attack whale, which was just a normal whale on like a
On treads.
tread base with a tiny machine gun strapped to its head.
It would have come out of its blowhole, right?
No, it was just like on top of its head with the blowhole behind
The
it.
ammo's got to feed out of the blowhole.
Exactly. You put like a crate in its mouth and it
Yeah,
feeds up.
exactly.
Yeah.
In a long battle, its face is going red.
I swear to God.
That's it. It overheats. The whale overheats. Yeah.
If you're listening to this, Harvey Smith, creative director of Arcane Studios, creator of Dishonored, if we go to the Pandician continent in Dishonored 3, and
There's no
your
whales.
intro to seeing a giant land-based whale is not a shot-for-shot parody of the scene from Jurassic Park where they see the Brachiosaurus, I will actually come to your house.
But it's
come to your house and I'll drown you in your bathtub.
But it's a whale with treads and a machine gun strapped to its head.
Dude, it's gonna and then like some other guy turns around and he's just like, "Welcome to the Pandician continent."
Yeah.
Title screen, then we get our stealth game.
Yeah.
Make it happen, Harvey Smith. Make it
Stealth
happen.
shooter.
Well,
Because like I said, I played Dishonored.
make whatever fucking game you want after that, but I just want my fucking Jurassic Park spoof if we're going to the Pandician continent, which we should.
My first Dishonored playthrough was completely stealth, no kill run.
Yeah.
My second
Clean hands.
Dishonored playthrough was I never hit the stealth button. I never crouched. I just ran through and killed literally everybody, and it felt so good both times.
It's just possible.
And I'm someone who doesn't like stealth games, and I
I
loved
do.
the stealth mechanics in Dishonored games
Yeah.
because they just felt like good, and
It's
they
pretty
felt
fluid.
Yeah, it felt fluid, and it felt like you had options. It never felt like I got into a corner and I was like, I got to go to that one place from here. It always felt like I could always go somewhere from here.
Yeah. But anyway, there's an important character who you may remember from the first game who one time ventured to the Pandician continent with her husband. Her name is Vera Moray, but we may know her better as Granny Rags.
Okay, you
That's-
kill her right before you meet the commoner for the first time.
You can kill her if you want.
Yeah.
And that
My
is
first
the-
playthrough, I didn't because I was doing a no-kill run.
That is the crazy old lady voiced by Susan Sarandon in one of her.
Was it Susan Sarandon?
Yeah, in one of her 10,000 roles, she was Granny Rags.
That's hilarious.
And if you kill her,
I never
her body
knew.
dissolves into rats.
Yeah,
Because she cannot be killed.
I do remember that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
who is Granny Rags?
Granny Rags is a woman named Vera Moray. She and her husband at some point ventured to the Pandician continent. This obviously went fucking sideways because the Pandician continent is Jurassic Park, from what we've established.
That's what we established.
Fuck me. Shit, I just thought of the thumbnail. All right, for all listeners who are on who are looking for the Easter egg, Harvey Smith. Never mind. I retract my threat of wanting to drown you in your bathtub if the opening of Dishonored 3 is not
It is
Jurassic
not
Park.
that, yeah.
I will make the thumbnail where it's going to be Granny Rags, younger Vera Moray, and Mr. Moray witnessing some sort of land-based whale with the Jurassic Park logo.
That makes sense.
And I'll just do Jurassic
Maybe
Park
treads?
Oh yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Whatever,
Yeah.
who cares? We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. There you go. There you have it. There you have the thumbnail.
There we got
did
the
it.
thumbnail.
Witness the creation of art. At some point during the catastrophic foray into the Pandician continent, which is filled with monsters,
Yes.
Granny Rags, Vera Moray at the time, is marked by the Outsider. So the Outsider himself, because he's from the Void, will come into the physical realm every once in a while to find people he thinks are interesting,
Okay.
give them magical abilities, and then just allow things to happen.
Okay.
That's it. He simply enjoys chaos. He has given magical abilities to one unnamed woman in history, Granny Rags, Vera Moray, Corvo Otano, the protagonist of the first and optional protagonist of the second game,
Okay.
Emily Caldwin,
So
optional protagonist of
he
the
gives
second
Emily
of the
her
second
powers
game
as well.
He does. Delilah Copperspoon as well.
That's a good name.
Yeah, and the assassin Dowd also is marked by the
Oh, that's
Outsider.
the enemy in
That is
Knife of Dunwall?
He is the protagonist of the Knife of Dunwall and the Brickmore Witches,
Protagonist,
and
yeah,
the man who kills the Empress in Dishonored 1. He is
Yeah.
the third to last boss, I believe.
Yeah.
The Abbey of the Everyman has invaded Tivia. It's gone poorly. They simply claim that there are no people in Tivia. It is impenetrable jungle and monsters, and anything that lives there is a subhuman monster, is a subhuman animal.
Okay.
There might be people on the Pendician continent. There might be vestiges of the civilization that disappeared in Dunwall that worship whale bones. There might be, kind of like a magical tribe or multiple magic tribes.
Honestly,
on the Pendician continent, no one knows.
Knowing people, there almost certainly is.
There is almost certainly people on the Pendician continent, but it is hitherto unconfirmed.
There's an actual island in real world lore boys lore. There's an actual island off the coast of India that is inhabited by a tribe that has never made like our civilization has never made contact with these people.
Really?
They kill on sight, and we discovered them at a time where anthropologists said if they're not willing to host us, we don't just go in and force our culture down their throat.
There's a lot of these cultures out there too that are polyamorous and completely okay with that. So it takes them. The thing is also child rearing is not based on the couple. It's based on the community.
The tribe.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. So it just goes to show this stuff can work, and that they're generally a lot more level-headed than us. Like there's a lot less splitting up with your partners. If you have a kid with someone, you still know them, and you're not angry at them all the time, because we're suppressing these needs all the time where we think we have to be with one partner, have kids, and they're our kids, and we take care of them, and I must love my partner, and there's no one else. And then we happen with all this cheating, 50% divorce rates, and all this crazy stuff because we're fighting against these animalistic things. But also we're so jealous because we're taught to be from so young.
Well, it's so funny to realize how much of your experience is culture.
Yeah.
Is what you absorb from the people you grew up with and around.
It's pretty much nothing but because you have to gather experience from where you are.
Well, there's
and you don't get to choose
nature
where
at
you're
play.
born.
But I'm very much a
great
nurturer
example of that is, it's a touchy subject, but beating your kids. I've never been hit by my father, but I know people who have been punished in that way, and it's seen as disciplinary. It's not seen as emotional. It's seen as just something that within the culture, that's the right thing to do. And the kids grew up completely normal. They don't have these hang-ups. It's just something that is done, and within the culture, it makes sense for them, and it works out. And I know that's not the popular opinion, and I'm not saying go beat your kids, but in some places, it works, right?
Does it work, or is it just, what's the rate of failure? If that kid hadn't been beaten, would he have turned out broken? No, he probably would have turned out just as sane as he was. The kid. Well,
it's easy to say from our culture scope, right? You don't know.
The kid who was beaten and turned out normal. Do you think he would have turned out abnormal had he been not beaten? That's the question.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's just a different style of parenting, right? Ethan, you had a fairly permissive parenting style, right? And you turned out all right. Fine.
You started a podcast. That's pretty good.
Exactly.
I'm the lower end of the bell curve, but okay.
I had more of my mother was very permissive, but on my father's side, the stepmom was very authoritative.
Yeah.
She would if I did something wrong, there was no talking about it. I was punished. Stay in the kitchen for a month, whatever it was. It was stupid, arbitrary punishments. And that fucked me up. But I think that if it came from a certain a thought out disciplinary measure, that it's fine. The style of doing it can be different. I don't think that beating your kids is arbitrarily a bad thing. But I don't think it's arbitrarily a good thing either.
I just think there's always an alternative.
Yeah.
To physical punishment.
Yeah.
And I think because you use arbitrary punishment a lot, I think as long as you're reasonable with your kids, for sure there are times where punishment is necessary, and as long as the punishment is reasoned and well thought out, and you communicate to your child that this is the reason that I have for the punishment that I have administered, then everything starts to make sense. You know what I mean?
This got so deep over.
It did very quickly.
Over this, Anyway,
thank you, Granny Rags. You're such a good. But that concludes our geography lesson. The Pendician continent, which I am fascinated with, and I want to go there so bad. And I'm very sad that the
Dishonored 3? That'd be hype, though.
Oh my god! Like an expedition game.
That'd be the best.
Dishonored universe, I would fucking kill for that.
Although I say that now, like the first thing that popped in my head was Far Cry Primal, and I'm like, well, that was a pretty middling Far Cry.
Well, I don't
game.
want to play. I just want to play as like Dr. Livingston, basically, in the Dishonored universe, where it's just like a venture out into the savage wilds. I want to play from the like naive colonial perspective. I think that'd be so fucking neat. You just go out there with all the fucking gumption of everything you've ever been told, and you get thrown into this situation that is terrifying.
I totally get it.
I think that'd be so cool to be like a college expeditionist sent out into this like what we're told is a savage land.
Yeah, exactly. The new world.
So neat.
I totally get it, but I don't think like as soon as you have a series, it would work great as a first game in a series. You know what I mean? But now you have a series that's established on stealth-based mechanics and like
magical assassins,
assassinating people in a very urban environment.
Yeah.
How does that translate to killing animals in a very like feral environment?
I don't know, but
I don't know. Yeah,
I personally think Pandyssy
I don't
sounds
know.
neat. And
Speaking
I
of
would love
Feral Audio, please reach out to us. We'd love to be hosted by your podcast service. Thank you.
Who's Feral Audio?
What's Feral Audio?
Oh, they're amazing. They have great podcasts.
Feral Audio, they have great podcasts. We'd
Yeah.
love to be hosted by them.
Yeah.
Mine. Lore Boys out.
Yeah.
Little boys out, goodbye.
But now that we're done with the geography, we can get more into stories of the games.
Cool. I played Dishonored 1.
So the Empire itself was founded. So they have the same kind of years.
Yeah.
Empire itself founded in 1626. The Abbey came up at some point between the 1700s and the 1800s.
Abbey of the Everyman.
The Abbey of the Everyman. That's when they were just like, we don't believe in magic, and you shouldn't either. But maybe we did make some fail-safes to like block magic just in case. But
Because
for
we know
fun,
it's
though,
real.
We just did that, yeah.
But don't worry about that.
But don't worry about that. Like, ooh, magic's not real. You shouldn't worship it. It's heresy. But like, we do have like, what's the ancient music for?
Oh, you know,
Nothing.
it's good music.
Yeah, it's just I like that.
There's some good jams. And it's Skrillex, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
Bangarang!
Skrillex beats the grudge.
Yeah, exactly. And then there was something called the Morley Insurrection. So Morley at some point was just like,
Invaded Bristol.
I ain't want not be no empire, dog. And then Bristol was just like, no, we gonna be an empire though. This lasted from 1801 to 1803. So some people, some Morliers.
Some Morleans.
Some Morlay.
Morleans.
Wouldn't that be it? Morleans? Yeah.
I would call them.
So Morleans, known as the Alaskir dynasty. So like I read all these notes in my head, and then when I have to say them out loud, it's like
It's different, eh?
Alaskir dynasty was the longest empire in history. It spanned 96 years. However, it was marked by major crisis. On the first day of the month of High Cold in 1801, the Isle of Morley started a violent uprising against Bristol. So they were just like, no more emperor or empress, whichever one is currently in power between 1801 and 1803. We don't want this shit no more. You get out.
But
Morley wants to be its own thing.
But these dates, so this is because Corvo Otano, the main character of the first game.
Yes.
You're a bodyguard for the Empress.
You are royal protector, so you are basically chief of security.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the Empress that is part of this dynasty?
No. This dynasty is from Morley. Because remember, we have the Empress of the Isles, who is, at least in Dishonored 1, the Empress of the Isles is Jessamine Caldwin.
Yeah.
She's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Whereas each country has its own king or queen.
Oh, okay.
And then the dynasty in Morley, the Alaskirs, sick of the Caldwin shit.
Okay.
And they have the Morley insurrection.
It's a king overthrowing an emperor/empress.
So, exactly. It's very much, I don't know if we discussed this off camera, so to speak, or off air or on air. Very much like Napoleon, right? Overthrowing or assisting in like the revolution.
The general overtakes the whole
exactly,
country,
and then declaring himself emperor. Where they were just like, we hate kings, and then they show up and they kill everybody, and they're just like, but also I'm now the king. Now.
Yeah.
How ironic.
Yeah.
That was the guy who was pink, white, and brown.
He invented that ice cream.
Okay.
No, he invented the ice cream. He's also he's well, the first time I heard of him, he was a side character in Assassin's Creed Unity, the best Assassin's Creed.
I just got one for free on PSN. I'm
They're
not sure
good.
which one it was.
They're good games.
If it's Rogue's great.
It's not Rogue.
They're good
No,
games.
that's too bad. Never mind.
It
Black
might
Flag's
It
great.
might be Syndicate, so.
That's a pity.
They're fun to play.
Yeah.
I always have fun playing them. I've never played an Assassin. I don't enjoy them, but I have fun playing them. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, well, I was gonna say there's not an Assassin's Creed game I would recommend. I would recommend Black Flag, Rogue, and
One?
and
One and two.
One and
I
two.
never played one.
1 and 2 are great.
I played two. Is fucking fantastic.
I
It's incredible.
2 is one of the 5 games I've ever 100%ed in my life. I've 100% Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's
Dishonored
Creed 2
1.
is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100%ed Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think that's it. I got close to Counter-Strike, but there's these 4 fucking achievements that nobody plays in that mode, and they're so long. So I would have to just basically play against bots or a mode that nobody plays for 50 hours just to get them. So
No, not worth it. No 100% is worth it.
Yeah,
exactly. Play the game to the point that you're having fun, and then stop playing as soon as that ends.
Yeah.
Horizon-
Which is what I learned with Assassin's Creed
100%
2.
3 games on Steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was great about Dishonored 1 was I 100%ed it, but I enjoyed every single second of it. It was an amazing experience.
Ratchet and Clank, the new one, I'm 2 achievements off. There's some hoverboard race that you have to beat on the hardest difficulty, and you have to get every single speed boost. You have to have perfect execution for 3 laps. I just didn't have the patience. Do I really want to say
fair.
I'm 100% in Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah,
Well, that'll get you some pussy.
it would get you pussy. Yeah, bitches would line up outside your door as soon as you got that fucking hoverboard race down. But
Horizon Zero Dawn was super enjoyable to do though, 100%. It didn't feel like a chore. I felt like I wanted more at the end. It was.
Then buy more. Buy the DLC out at some point.
Yeah, I will.
The Frosty Throne or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wrath of the Lich King for Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah,
That's it. Burning Crusade was great, and I'm ready for Wrath of the Lich
yeah.
Anyway, the Morley Uprising in 1801. A lot of naval battles between the 2 islands, obviously, but the Morleans, which we've established is the correct way to refer to these people.
That's how I would refer to them. I don't know if that's the correct way, but
anyway, so a lot of naval combat.
Morlean uprising.
But
a lot of naval combat.
The Morley insurrection, and they were just we're sick of your shit. So a lot of naval combat. Dunwall, Bristol doing great with the navy, not so good with the sewers. Some Morley assassins who have no magical powers manage to sneak into town through the sewers that dump into the ocean because they're fucking barbarians. And they managed to assassinate Empress Larissa Oliscar on the 8th day of the month of Clans in 1801.
Okay. And that's not the beginning of Dishonored 1.
No, it's not.
Because they're magical at the beginning of Dishonored 1.
Jessamine Caldwin is also the Empress at that time. So they took care of that. And then we jump forward to the Industrial Age, which is where Dishonored 1 takes place.
Yeah.
The Industrial Age is in the 1800s. So I'm assuming the planet that this whole thing takes place on is the same size as Earth and a similar distance from a similarly sized sun. Because everything is if not, then their lifespans are relative to travel distance.
Yeah,
exactly.
You could just say that it is. Right?
Everybody lives to an age that we understand.
Hey, we're the lore boys. We decide the canon.
That's true.
It is.
It's rewriting history.
It is. It's set, baby.
Rewriting history.
Yeah, same size as Earth.
Yeah.
Everything's relative, baby.
Most powerful country on Earth is fucking Poland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm calling
Link is from Morley.
Yeah.
So the Industrial Revolution is mostly from a man named Anton Sokolov, who we definitely know from the first game because he is the guy who works on a lot of the whale oil technology.
Yeah.
A lot of their crazy sci-fi bullshit.
Whale oil technology.
Well,
you light it on fire and it burns.
I mean, the fact that they established the whales as straight up magic.
Yeah.
Is why a lot of their stuff is the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It makes a lot more sense in the first game. In the second game, the actual robots, the Clockwork Soldiers. How the fuck does that work?
Hydraulics, baby.
I guess.
But those engines are very large. But
yeah,
I mean it's fiction, so you assume a certain.
I guess,
level of
in the first game. Anyway, so there was an emperor. His name is Euhorn Caldwin. Caldwin, rather. This is the Empress's father.
Okay.
Euhorn He's an emperor. Everybody loves him. He got a daughter. Her name is Jessamine. Everybody loves her, except for the High Overseer, Hiram Burroughs.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Oh, it's a Royal Spy Master. Excuse me. So the guy in charge of the CIA, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. The CIA has JFK. Excuse me, Jessamine Caldwin. Wink, wink. Killed.
Wink, wink. Jessamine Franklin Caldwin.
Jessamine
JFK,
Franklin.
he makes the chicken?
Yes, and the CIA had him killed because cholesterol is bad for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
United States, am I right?
MSG was killing the American population.
Yeah, MSG was killing the American population, so
Yeah.
we had to take the colonel out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1963. Yeah, shot him in Dallas. Jack Ruby hates chicken. Fucking, that's what happened there.
Hey, it's like a month until those documents are released to the American public.
I'm looking very forward
Very
to that.
exciting.
Can we do?
We've already discussed. I think the first.
Oh,
or
we've
second
talked
episode,
about this.
We've talked about this.
Oh, that's true.
We're gonna do a Kennedy assassination
Lore
Lore Boys
Boys
episode.
Kennedy assassination.
Yeah?
And
Can
then
I
if
be
the pod,
Kennedy?
and then if the podcast is never heard again, we're all dead.
Yeah.
Emperor Euhorn, he dies.
He died. He did die.
19th day in the month of darkness, 1825, and was succeeded by his wonderful daughter, Jessamine Caldwin. Jessamine. She's crowned the first day of the month of high cold, which I guess is winter. Like, the fact that the seasons never change in Dishonored.
Yeah.
I don't know what order the months go in or
Yeah.
what their equivalent is.
Well, I assume
Like, the month of high cold is in the middle of the calendar, so, like, winter is where we would put June.
I think if we learned, if we learned anything from being in a temporal rift, that we shouldn't try and compare one rift to another.
Seasons occur. Seasons never occur, but also occur at all times.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So Jessamine Caldwin is crowned Empress. She meets a handsome young man, the best swordsman in Karnaka, they say. His name is Corvo Atano, and he starts working for security. And they get to talking, and maybe he's like royal protector, and maybe he's not just a royal protector. Maybe once in a while she's just like, "Can you check if there's monsters under my bed?" And he's just like, "But Empress, I couldn't possibly. You need to marry, presumably, a royal man from, I don't know, fucking Morley.
Morley, yeah.
Or Tivia.
Or Tivia.
Or maybe we'll get you some sort of bat monster from Pandysia. It's going to be great. And we can just, like, finally colonize it because you're Pandysian royalty.
Because your child, your heir, is half human, half bat monster.
Half bat monster. Or it's like a land-going whale. And she's just, like, married to it. It's just, like, all these, like, happy wedding photos of her with, like, this big fucking whale next to her. Just, like,
whale with treads, yeah.
So happy,
Yeah.
It was a wonderful wedding.
It's fucked up because the treads are powered by whale blubber, and that's like...
He's got, like, a bunch of tubes going into his own head.
Yeah, it's gonna eat a lot. Just to, like, keep up with his movement, yeah.
What happens to her? She lives a long, healthy life. Dies
Absolutely.
of old age.
Yeah, the best part about Dishonored is how you follow the Empress into old age, and she dies happy in her sleep, and you show up, and you're just like, and you close her eyes because she died with her eyes open. You do the little delicate eye close thing that people do in war movies.
Kiss her forehead.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah.
It's short. It's basically a walking simulator.
Yeah.
But goddamn, Dishonored 1
It's
is
a very
one of the
short
best games
cutscene
I've
where
ever. It's so good.
It's a short cutscene where her daughter comes up to you, says, "My mom wants to talk to you." You go talk to her mother,
Already
and then
dead.
it cuts to her mother dying.
Already,
Yeah.
no, she's already dead.
Already dead,
and you're
man.
just like, I know, Jessamine, I know. But in reality, she accidentally hires a man named Hiram Burroughs in 1830, and all of a sudden, like, there's like a bunch of rats in Dunwall, and there's like this wicked plague.
He's the bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
He's the one person I killed the first time I played the game.
Hiram Burroughs?
Yeah.
I needed to get the achievement for clean hands, but I did the second time I played through make it look like a suicide where I choked him out and threw him off his own.
You still killed him.
I threw him off his own balcony.
I got the achievement the first time, but I still killed him.
But I did throw him off his own balcony.
Yeah.
If you knock him out in front of his fireplace, he will topple over and catch fire and die.
Oh, yeah.
And just like burn. When I was first doing my non-lethal playthrough in Dishonored 1, I hit a guy with a sleep dart, and like he like stumbled to be like, oh no, and like fell over, hit his head on the table, blood splattered on the wall. And I was just like, son of a bitch.
That was a lot of the stealth playthrough.
Yeah,
Dishonored was
fucking the non-lethal playthrough of Dishonored is like Save Scum 2.0.
That sounds frustrating though. Like,
it's good when it works out, but it's very much a domino game.
Yeah, right? It was very frustrating, but in the sense that like you tip someone off and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll just kill fucking everyone and then reload my save.
Exactly. Yeah. Might as well kill everybody in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
No saving this save.
And the combat was so satisfying in that game.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like put that on a piece of corn. No saving this save.
No saving this save.
No saving this save. Plants don't poop.
That's one of like those. That's like probably the first thing we've said so far that would make a good video game T-shirt. It's like no saving this save, which is a little skull and crossbones. So she hires Hiram Burroughs. All of a sudden, this plague shows up. Corvo gets sent out on a mission to find a cure. It is known as the Scourge of Pandysia. So Pandysia, not only being full of monsters, is also full of just like scary disease.
Well, it would be because it's unexplored, right?
Well, there you go. Yeah. We ain't got no penicillin yet in Pandysia because Canada isn't, or whatever, in this universe.
Well, when penicillin was founded, it was in Pandysia because that's where the name came from.
Yeah, Pandicillin.
It's Pandicillin, exactly. Yeah. So Hiram Burroughs, maybe he's importing diseased rats to sow chaos into Gristle. Who knows?
Is he an agent of the Outsider or what?
Nope. But we do know, speaking of agents of the Outsider, you get back. This is the opening mission of Dishonored 1. You get back to Dunwall.
Well, sorry, the high assassin Burroughs assassinates the queen.
No, the royal spymaster hires Dowd.
Yeah.
To kill the Empress.
The Empress is assassinated.
Yes, she is.
We glossed over that.
It is the first. I was getting into it because I was just like, this is the prologue. So the prologue to Dishonored 1, the prologue mission. You show up, talk to a few people. You meet Emily. Emily Caldwin seems very fond of you.
You meet Burroughs. He's painting.
You do. No, you meet Sokolov, who's painting the High Overseer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's High Overseer, whose name I forgot, but we'll get into.
Yeah.
But you do meet the Royal Spymaster Hiram Burroughs.
He
Burroughs. Looks like Mr. Burns and is obviously a bad guy. And he's just like, Corvo, you showed up early. What a pity. You know, I didn't plan for this. So you get home.
My assassins are here. They're supposed to be here any minute.
You show up a day early.
Yeah.
From your quest to find a cure for the plague, and you get back and you hand a letter to the Empress, and she's talking to you, and she's just like, "Oh, Corvo, my dear," and like it's, they got some sexual tension. They're clearly fond of each other. Just then, a weapon appear in someone's hand. Supernatural assassins descend on the gazebo that you're talking to the Empress in. Okay. One of them uses a ability called Pull to lift you up into the air, push you against the wall, and a man named Dowd materializes out of the air, grabs the Empress by the throat, stabs her in the heart, yanks his knife out, and then throws her onto the ground. Man. Which, arguably, one of the most brutal scenes I've ever seen in a game, because I've seen a lot of people get killed in games, but the fact that he, grabbed her, guts her...
in front of her daughter.
And then just, takes her by the neck and just, fucking pushes her onto the ground, onto her knees, and she just topples over. And I was like, yo, this game's not fucking around.
That's sad, too, because a gazebo's just a deck without a house.
That's it.
So, she gets killed there, of all places?
Deck without a house?
She gets killed in a deck without a house, in front of her daughter.
Empire without an Empress.
Wow.
Shit's fucking chaos ensues, right?
In front of her daughter.
Yeah. Also in front of her daughter, who is picked up by an assassin. They all wear gas masks.
Yeah.
She's picked up by an assassin who then vanishes into a cloud of ash, because that's what Blink looks like, I guess, when you move.
Yeah.
Dowd kills the Empress, throws her down on the ground, and then also dissolves into the air. You crawl over to Jessamine, and she just has a few last words. She whispers, she's like, "Oh God, please find Emily," and then dies. Hiram Burroughs, Mr. Burns himself, rolls off. He's like, "The Royal Protector has killed the Empress. Everybody, believe me."
Yeah. And what does everybody do?
They believe him.
Oh, they believe him.
Yeah. Then you get knocked out.
Do you end up in a prison cell?
You end up in a prison cell.
Okay.
And
do you end up in a prison cell with some very lax guards?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And this is where we complete the prologue mission of Dishonored 1. So, The only part of the Dishonored release that is not in chronological order is this part here, is the DLCs for the first game, which are the best Dishonored flavored foods that you can be served.
Which followed Dowd.
The Knife of Dunwall. This is why I probably hate Dishonored 2 so much, is because Dishonored is great.
Yes.
Flawed, but great.
I would say great.
Because you kill a lot of people you don't really know.
That's fair.
I need a lot of... I like context for my villains.
You don't have to, though.
I know,
you can literally kill no one.
But what I mean is, like, why do I hate these people? Is because you barge into a room, stab a rich person, read their mail, and then kill the person who sent them the mail.
Okay, I think canon-wise, though, canon, when you play the game, none of that happens.
Whoa, but canonically speaking, you don't have to kill somebody, but that's very much how the story progresses, is like, each target reveals a new target.
Yeah, but you don't kill any of them.
I think the gameplay sets you up to have to kill people to make things
Oh,
fun.
no.
Well,
Never
like,
does.
no,
I love the stealth. I love the stealth.
Okay.
Dude,
I don't like stealth games, and I like the stealth in Dishonored.
I didn't kill anybody in Dishonored 2 until my second playthrough.
My point was going to be that if you have to kill people, if I had to kill someone in real life, and I, just because that was a mechanic of my life, that killing was an option,
Yeah.
I'd rather kill someone I don't know than someone I do.
But from a storytelling perspective, I like, I liked Mass Effect 1 because you know who the villain is,
Okay.
right? The only two people you meet in the intro to Dishonored are Hiram Burrows, the Royal Spy Master, and then the High Overseer.
Okay.
Otherwise, the first target is the High Overseer, and then your buddy Morgan Pendleton tells you my twin brothers were also in on it. Just go kill them. And then you find out that they were and then you find out that Lady Boyle is the lover of Hiram Burrows, and she's this immensely wealthy aristocrat, and she's been funding the assassinations. She paid Dowd to kill the Empress on the Royal Spy Master's, request. And then you go and eliminate her in some way, and then after that you have to go for the Royal Spy Master himself, and then after that you get betrayed, and you have to go and take care of your old allies and rescue Emily and whatnot. I have always thought personally that you should have showed up to some sort of fucking senate of all the aristocrats of Dunwall talking about the plague, and you show up and the Empress is there, and then you guys have a scene where you meet these people so that you know who they are already. Like if Lady Boyle was in court talking about what she would like because from the Empire, and the Spy Master was there as well, and then you've got the Pendleton twins, and you've got all these other people because they're all apparently super important, but you hear about them at the end of the previous mission and then take care of them during their own mission.
Yeah, but that's what drives you know what I mean? If the game started and you were like, oh, these are going to be all the bad guys, and you're going to do them one at a time.
I think in a game about assassination I'd be okay with that. That's how I would personally.
Okay, that's fine.
And a lot of the, because now that we're on to the DLCs, the Knife of Dunwall and the Brigmore, which just take place between the prologue and mission 1 of Dishonored. The villain, or the villainess, rather, you play as Dowd. So the man who killed the Empress. Yeah. And that was the murder straw that broke the murder camel's back.
Yeah.
It was the last person he wanted.
And now the murder camel's ready to murder.
And the murder camel is going to murder his way out of guilt.
I'd love to see what a murder camel looks like.
It's just it's like normal camel, eye patch cigarette.
Yeah. I picture more like a knife in its teeth. But
it has weird camel teeth. Yeah. Like a fucking Bowie knife.
Yeah. Yo,
like a machete.
Yeah.
It's like a cartel guy.
Yo, Camel cigarettes, get at us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're looking for
I'm
new
the
sponsors.
only one in the lore place who'll smoke you, but get him over here.
That's true. Yeah. I don't even smoke when I'm drunk anymore.
I did this week. I had 2 cigarettes very angrily after some work decisions, but normally don't smoke. I'm on and off again. I'll quit for a year, then I'll smoke for a year, then I'll quit for a year, then I'll smoke for a year. Yeah.
I was better than smoking the whole time.
Yeah. So what does Dowd do?
Dowd's an assassin.
Yeah,
Dowd is also from Karnaca.
Yes.
Where in Karnaca is not known. We also don't know Dowd's last name. He's an old man, and one of my favorite lines that he says after killing the Empress in the Knife of Dunwall is, "You could float a whaling ship on the amount of royal blood that I've spilled."
Yeah.
People just go to Dowd. I guess in the speed run. Excuse me, sorry.
Is that Charlie Brown? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Dowd is a fantastic character.
Yeah.
Because, at least for me, I love playing non-lethal stealth games. And playing a guilt-ridden old man is such good motivation to not kill anybody.
Yeah.
Because Dowd is just sick of it. He admits to you, because he's a boss fight in Dishonored 1. And then when you encounter him, he's just like, when I plunged my knife into your Empress's heart, something inside me broke.
Yeah.
And, like, I've still never killed Dowd. Even in my first playthrough, he was, like, one of the only targets I didn't kill. Because I was just like, just go be sad somewhere else, you piece of shit. Like, go live with your guilt. That's going to be worse than me killing you, because then you can get rid of that.
You did it because it would be more painful to him to keep living.
Yeah, well, I spared him.
I will say a lot of because I am not someone who likes playing a stealth no kill run, and my first run of Dishonored was this, and it wasn't a conscious decision. It was just like, okay, well, I'll try the stealth game thing. Yeah. And then every single target that I got to at the end of a mission, you have a target, obviously.
Yeah.
And every single one of them, the not killing them punishment was better than the killing them punishment. You know what I mean?
Except Lady Boyle, though.
Yeah.
Because Lady Boyle's got like a stalker.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing that I've seen on the internet a couple of times, which I guess would come into like one of our new friends, where it's if you take the feminist perspective of the Lady Boyle mission, the non-lethal option, which often people look at as the good ending, is objectively false.
No,
because
but that's
Lady Boyle, you can kill her or whatever. You know, I've seen some great assassinations in Dishonored. There's like Stealth Gamer BR on YouTube does
That's a disrespectful thing to put or whatever after. Sorry,
amazing.
Kill her or whatever.
Or yeah, but the non-lethal option, which is not the good option, and I always maintain that it was never supposed to be the good option. It is simply kill or don't kill. She has like a stalker who you can just give her to.
Yeah.
And
sorry,
we have no fucking idea what happens after that.
Sorry, that was the point I was trying to make. Was most of the non-lethal options were the worst option. Like, you do the worst thing to this person is not kill him, because you have the one guy who's leader of a cult basically, and you brand him as a traitor.
Oh yes, and he comes back.
Yeah, and like, so you force him through the pain of being branded on his face.
Well, you brand him as a heretic.
Yeah, as a heretic, and then say, you're the leader of this faith. Good luck explaining this. Yeah, and then leave him to go fucking explain it to all his fucking accolades.
It's the High Overseer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I my first playthrough, I don't like all stealth no kill playthroughs, but the first time in Dishonored, it just felt natural. I was like,
it's High Overseer. It's Thaddeus Campbell.
Yeah,
I had forgotten his name. Yes.
I was playing Corvo, and I was like, it just makes sense for me to just want to keep most people alive, and these people make them suffer as much as possible.
Generally speaking, the non-lethal options are fate's worth.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
So it's not the good ending; it's simply the non-lethal ending.
Yeah, it's low chaos, is what it's called.
Low chaos, exactly. Well, even the Pendleton twins, if the non-lethal option for them is you kidnap them, give them to a gangster who cuts their tongues out, scars their faces so bad they could never be recognized, and sells them as slaves into their own mind.
There'd be a really nice symmetry if at the end of this series you had to choose to die or live. And if you lived, it would be in internal torment.
In pain.
Or if you died, it would just be the end.
But like, just to go back to it, like the Lady Boyle option is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, I guess from a video game perspective, I looked at it as a achievement thing where I was like, well, I don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this, but I guess I have to, you know, sort of thing. But yeah, like death is probably the better option for every sinle one of those people.
Yeah. And all of us.
Sure. Absolutely.
I don't mean that.
Dishonored.
Look for help.
I remember hearing this thing about like Dishonored where it's just like the title is so bad, and it totally is. Dishonored 2, they don't make fucking any sense.
Nope, I was expecting some sort of judicial system.
They mean absolutely nothing. No, it's spiritual.
They impugned Corvo's honor,
I guess,
by accusing him of killing the Empress when he didn't kill her.
Anyway, Dowd, He feels super bad about killing the Empress.
Spoiler: we don't know his last name. It's actually just Dowd.
Dowd. Yeah.
Dowd.
Yeah. Dowd.
Major. Yeah.
He's voiced by Michael Madsen from I don't know, some movie.
I know Michael Madsen. Casino Royale.
He's Casino Royale. He's also in Kill Bill. He's the guy who gets bit by a snake.
He was in Doctor Strange.
He was in that movie with Meatloaf in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one movie with Meatloaf.
He was in Dungeon Siege or something. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know what movie.
Yeah.
I know Michael Madsen. Yeah.
Dowd's sad. No, it's Michael Madsen. Mads Mikkelsen is Hannibal.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mads Mikkelsen's Hannibal. Michael Madsen.
That's the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know who Michael Madsen is.
Well, he's whatever. He was in Kill Bill and Dungeon Siege. I think he was in a movie with Meatloaf. Who cares? Who would do anything for love and also terrible movies?
I thought you were talking about Mads Mikkelsen this whole time.
Fool.
Dowd.
Dowd gets a tip from one of his contacts because he's an assassin. He's got some contacts. It's like, look for a woman named Delilah.
Okay.
So he breaks into some homes. He finds a statue labeled Delilah, and it starts to speak to him. Also, his protege, his protege is a woman named Billy Lurk. Billy Lurk is very important.
Okay.
Okay, remember her. Dowd has a conversation with this statue of Delilah. It comes to life and speaks to him. And she taunts him. And this is why the DLCs are better than the actual game, is because the villain is set up at the beginning and taunts you throughout both DLCs, and then you have a confrontation with the villain who is Delilah.
Okay.
And this is what the first game was missing, was context and reasons to hate these people other than the fact you're told. But you are taunted by Delilah, which is all optional, which I think is great, because if you have to find her statue and talk to it. It's like an optional thing. Because you're sent into this house of like an old lawyer, and he just has a statue of Delilah because he was in love with her for a while. Her statue can speak to people because Delilah is also marked by the outsider. Ooh. Her name was Delilah Copperspoon, who I had mentioned earlier. She's like a street girl. Her mom died in like an old shitty clinic after being like beat or something, and then got sick and died.
Life is shitty in this Dishonored world.
Well, life is often shitty because it's still set in like, it's like Earth Past but with magic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're really setting us up for life is shitty. Sorry to cut you up there, but like if dying is better than living in all of the death options, life is shitty.
They really set it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems to be the theme. I don't know.
Yeah.
The directors are very nihilistic.
Yeah.
So you're taunted by Delilah. She's like, "Come find me," and he's trying to figure it out because he feels so guilty about killing the Empress. It was his last kill, or his last kill was whoever was before that. Then like it was the end plus one was Jessamine Caldwell.
Yeah,
he couldn't take it, so he's trying to find some sort of redemption. He gets a tip that find it. Oh no, fuck, that's true. Excuse me. He find a ship named Delilah.
Yeah,
there's a whaling ship.
Yeah.
Run by this other crazy lady who's in charge of a gang called the Dead Eels. And the Dead Eels are just like, yeah, so I named my ship after a woman named Delilah who I was pretty tight with, so just go find her. She's in this guy.
Dead Eels.
The Dead Eels. Yeah, a lot of the nomenclature just sounds pretty bad. Like the ship that serves as your home base in Dishonored 2 is the Dreadful Whale.
Okay.
But it's like WALE, which is
come on.
Not spelling I've ever seen and have not even bothered to Google because I don't fucking care.
It's a little on the nose there, boys.
We're not the Google boys, we're the lore boys. Fuck you. Google it yourself. Hey Siri, what does WALE say? I mean, define this, please.
Means nothing as far as I know.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me.
There's whale on someone, but that's spelled
WAIL.
Yeah. So it's like you hear like a shrill wail in the woods when you're being hunted by a witch or something. I guess.
Okay.
Well, you would be the one wailing if you were hunted by a witch. But
witches scream all the time. They're just like, "Yay!" And they like swoop down. The Baba Yaga comes down, or Chicken Treehouse.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw Arthur or whatever.
Chicken Tree. I gotta pee.
Yeah, I saw Earth. Dirt don't poop.
Dirt don't poop. Fuck you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
So you're taunted by Delilah. So you find the ship named Delilah. She leads you on to the person named Delilah. Okay. And you find out that Delilah is marked by the outsider and, like Dowd, can share her abilities with her followers.
All right.
So Dowd leads a group of assassins called the Whalers. because they live in an old abandoned oil refinery.
Okay.
And they wear the mask. The whale oil, while being refined, is toxic, so they all wear gas masks, which is why they have like whatever that's what their outfit looks like.
A lot of flowers on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. And Dowd's the head of the whalers. He can share his abilities to some extent with his assassins.
Okay.
They're not nearly as powerful as Dowd. So, Blink is the short-range teleport you have in Dishonored.
Yeah.
Dowd, because he's been marked by the Outsider for so long, his Blink can stop time. So, if you don't move, so on PC, if you do not touch WASD, you can stop time and then aim your Blink.
Oh, cool.
In Dishonored 2, it's called Redirective Blink.
Okay.
But in Dishonored 1, it's just still called Blink, but Dowd's Blink can stop time.
Like super high. If you don't move, time don't move.
Exactly. Yeah. The cool thing about Dowd's Blink, though, is it makes a different sound, and it's also instant. Whereas Corvo, because he's new to the Outsider's powers, his teleport, you hear the chant from the mark on your hand. It's like Wuka or whatever the fuck it says. And then you kind of accelerate in a second and a half to where you're aiming.
Yeah.
Whereas Dowd's teleport makes no noise except when you materialize, because Dowd can teleport instantly. He is much, much more powerful than Corvo.
When he lands, it sounds like someone's humming and whistling at the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm guessing.
Every time. What actually kind of he just appears.
Okay.
And you can stop time. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff where you can. I've done a thing with Dowd where you can like throw yourself off of a building and then fall, hold Blink, don't move, and then redirect onto like from the 4th floor onto the 1st floor patio, because that's the unlocked doors. So you can just like throw yourself off a building, stop in the air, and then teleport back.
That's so cool.
And that's an upgrade you can get for Corvo in Dishonored 2 because he's older and more experienced.
And he's more experienced. He's catching up with Dowd.
But yeah, Dowd is a much more powerful assassin.
What does Corvo look like? He sounds so much like Corgi that I just pictured Corgi.
You remember that? You remember that mask that
keep
Peter
picturing
was wearing?
that. Yeah.
Remember that mask that Peter was wearing earlier?
That's Corvo?
He's an old. That's Corvo's mask. Yeah, which is made by a man named Piero Joplin. He has a vision about it. Piero Joplin is also like thinly connected to the Void, where the Outsider sends him visions for his inventions. Yeah. One of which is this mask that the Outsider wants Piero to give to Corvo to strike fear into the corrupted aristocracy of Dunwall.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Which is probably the most complicated thing I've said all night. Dirts don't poop.
Yeah.
Dirts don't poop.
I'm such an idiot.
I love it.
Fuck.
Bring that to every cast, because that is
it's gonna be one of our it's gonna be Lore Boys merch one day, hopefully. Yeah.
Dirt don't poop on a piece of corn.
Dirt don't poop.
Yeah.
So Dowd starts unraveling the mystery, and he realizes that Delilah has her own motives. Where Delilah understands that assassinating the Empress isn't enough. Delilah is trying to use her magical abilities, which she does through paintings, some of which are fucking phenomenal.
Like Kirby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Kirby wants to take over the Empire, not through assassination, but through magic, where Kirby wants to possess the heir to the throne and live
same thing.
Kirby's entire life through their body, so no one would suspect a thing.
As Kirby does.
Yeah, Kirby does that well.
So, but that's like a fucking cool thing, and that uses the magic established in the universe really well.
Yeah.
Delilah doesn't want to kill the Empress. Delilah simply wants to replace Emily's soul, the princess, right? She wants to replace the princess's soul with her own, live out her entire life as a princess, and then eventually succeed her mother as Empress of the Isles. There's no assassination, there's no foul play, nothing would ever be suspected, and that was so fucking cool. You eventually manage to, and then she can share her power. She has a cult known as the Brigmore Witches. And the Brigmore Witches is one of the best things I've ever played in my life. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Dowd too. So in Dishonored, I don't know why they got rid of these, which is too bad. Dowd, instead of having like a little handheld crossbow, has a wrist bow. So he's got like he like extends his arm and shoots a little bolt. There's like a 50-50 roll when you assassinate someone. You'll like slit their throat, or he will grab them by the face, hold them back, and then shoot them in the throat with a crossbow bolt. But since it doesn't go all the way out, he just like goes back and it retracts back into the crossbow. So it's like he just like holds like into the jugular and then pulls it back out, and then it retracts the bolt back in. So the assassination doesn't cost any ammo.
Whoa.
And it's so cool. And then And so he's up against the Brigmore witches. He eventually finds Brigmore Manor, which is where they're based out of, where Delilah has a painting that is a portal into the void.
Okay.
So Delilah, and there's a lot of statues you can talk to. She's an artist, but she uses her art for, heretical
witchcraft.
Exactly. Witchcraft, exactly.
Yeah.
All art is witchcraft.
Yeah,
Turn
exactly.
off the podcast right now.
Exactly.
If you do it well enough, it's like your statue's coming to life.
Basically,
it's just
yeah.
better.
Oh,
than
so
every other.
much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, eventually Dowd makes it through Brigmore Manor. He gets to Delilah's portal painting, gets to her plane of the void, and canonically speaking, does not kill her. Okay. I have the special edition tarot card deck for Dishonored. Dowd's card is Regret. So canonically speaking, he's a shitty dude, but he doesn't want to be shitty anymore. And he gets a very good send-off in Death of the Outsider. I think it's which we'll get into shortly. We're almost done. Don't worry about it, anybody.
Yeah.
So canonically speaking, Delilah has multiple paintings which are all representative of multiple parts of the void. She is setting up a painting right now and channeling all her magic into a painting of Emily Caldwin, who at this point is the princess.
Yeah.
Because she wants to completely replace her inside and live
Daughter
through
of the
her
murdered
skin.
empress.
She's just some body snatcher shit, right? You can swap the paintings. The non-lethal option to deal with Delilah is switching the paintings, where she finishes the ritual and turns around and then is shocked that she's being just cast out into the void into some other painting. And then she disappears. Delilah's gone. So, without anybody knowing, Dowd killed the Empress, something broke inside of him, and then he saved the princess.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, no, not again, not again.
So the non-lethal option is to literally
Banish
cast her out into nothingness, oblivion.
banish Delilah somewhere where there's probably a flying whale.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, what's the difference between death and casting to oblivion, though?
Well, you gotta
You're
suffer
conscious
'cause you're
within
still alive,
oblivion.
yeah.
You're conscious within oblivion, or
Yeah.
it's just oblivion.
Yeah.
Say you aren't.
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess none of us are dead. We wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'm dead. What are you talking
Somebody started working with has died 5 times and has a pacemaker. And I asked him if it changed him. And then he laughed and said no.
Yeah, no, that's what I was like. A guy I worked with had a heart attack once. He was like, "Yeah, I was dead for a minute and a half," and I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." Anybody who says that they went somewhere else, it's fucking bullshit. You don't remember a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit!" Thank God I wasn't fucking. Well, I guess this is gonna be a fucking stupid sentence. Thank God I'm not a religious man.
Yeah.
Because
But
that
do
would
plants
make me very sad. Otherwise, yeah.
That's it. Your religion just got scanned by the Gaydar app, and you found out.
95%
Something
chance,
worse.
probably not real.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, shots fired. Take that, religion.
I respect all religions. Period.
I respect your right to religion.
I simply want to get the beer out of my nose now, because every time I drink, Jamie makes me laugh. But Lore Boys do endorse worship who you like.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's a good statement.
Lore Boys endorse beer in the nose.
My sinuses have so much liquor in them now.
Straight to the dome.
Straight to the dome, brother. Where was I? End of Brigmore Witches. And now that we're at the end of that, this is where my official recommendation comes. Do not buy Dishonored 2. Death of the Outsider. Don't support people who make garbage broken software because they want to exploit us for money. Buy Dishonored 1. Buy the expansions. Pretend the series is over.
Well, that's it. You finish Brigmore Witches, which you follow Dowd, and then you go back to Dishonored 1.
Well, then you go back to Mission 1, where the Loyalist conspiracy breaks you out of prison. So not every guard is bad. This is one of those things that I have about stealth games, where all guards are always the enemy because you have to hide from them, and I'm just like, but in real life, I can't just assume every policeman is a complicit murderer.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're white.
I guess.
Yeah.
But even then,
Yeah.
you take care of that stuff with the with the guards, but they break you out of prison, and you meet the Loyalist conspiracy, and then you go through your assassination targets, who we mentioned earlier. The first one is Hiram Burrows.
Who you brand?
No, Thaddeus Campbell. Excuse me, Thaddeus Campbell.
Whom
Who
you
brand?
brand,
He's
yeah.
a high overseer. Canonically speaking, the assassination choices, many of them are non-canon. All that matters to the story, because Dishonored has a very non-sequel bait ending. So Dishonored 2 sadly, I guess, to the detriment of the game, starts at a place where it didn't have anything to leap off of. Like, they just needed a new conspiracy to just kind of
that's it, because you killed all the conspirators in Dishonored 1.
You removed. Maybe they're dead, maybe they're gone, who cares? They're not a problem, right? Like, you've eliminated every conspirator. So Loyalist conspirator, so you take out Thaddeus Campbell, you either murder him or you brand him as a heretic, where his own religious order is just like, nope, out you get. And if you actually, what's incredibly interesting is if you brand Campbell as a heretic, he gets tossed out into a ghetto, which we mentioned earlier. There's like the plague going on in Dunwall. You could encounter him as what's known as a weeper. A weeper is what they call the people who are sick with the plague, so sick with the plague they could never be helped. They're called weepers is because all of the blood vessels in their eyes burst and they cry blood. So they're weepy.
We call those palmers here.
Yeah.
So
could never be helped.
Yeah.
But you can find however Sir Campbell as a weeper if you brand him.
Yeah.
Because his order it's like if it's like if the Vatican decided the Pope was a sinner, and at some point, because he's been going out to help the poor, you somehow find the current Pope as a homeless man begging for food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take out Thaddeus Campbell, you take out the Pendleton twins, who are rich conspirators, you take out Lady Boyle, who's a rich conspirator, you take out Hiram Burrows, who is the guy who fucking organized the entire thing. Then you show up and you get betrayed, because a Loyalist conspiracy as well wants to be able to control Emily.
That's
no
it.
honor.
So they front
no
good.
honor.
They front good. Exactly, yeah. They front all good.
Yeah.
But in actuality, the Loyalist conspiracy was just like, well, you know what, this assassination is bad, and we wouldn't have done that, but maybe we'll try and
maybe we'll take advantage.
Maybe we'll try to abuse the power vacuum. You know what? Why not? Might as well. You know, fucking beggars can't be choosers, right? And
yeah,
just,
exactly.
Like, run in.
Weepers can't be livers.
Yeah, exactly. So, and depending on how you play, Admiral Havelock, who was like a Navy captain.
That's the guy. What done betrayed you?
Yeah, and then he's the guy who wanted the power vacuum. So after you eliminate everybody who was involved in the assassination, they're just like, well, Corvo is real useful, but also real dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So they poison you. However, your boatman, Sam.
What a good boy.
Boatman Sam
what a good boy.
Only gives you a half dose and takes you to like a flooded part of the city and just leaves you there. He's like, I couldn't do it, Corvo.
That's it. So you just feel like you love your friends a lot for a little while, and you make promises to call people more often, and then you never do because you only give you a half dose. And
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, he doesn't give you the full dose.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill you. You recover from your poison, but you wake up in the flooded district of the city.
Yeah.
Where Dowd finds you, and he talked to you. He's like, "Oh, it was you there that whole time." He's just like, "I can't possibly describe how I feel about this." He dumps you in this big pit, and you wake up and you go through the flooded district. You find Dowd,
because you're going after Dowd.
who, canonically speaking, you do not kill.
No.
Dowd does not die.
Okay.
The non-lethal option of Dowd, where he looks at you, he's just like, I've been filled with so much regret in my life. I want to disappear, and I never want to be known again.
Yeah.
I want to be. He wants to be beyond death. He wants to disappear and be forgotten. He doesn't want anybody to remember anything about.
But he'll remember himself and torture
the
himself.
exactly.
The only person
The
only person he feels that deserves to know that he is alive is himself, and he has to deal with that. And he hates the fact that he is still alive. Dowd's a great character. Also, that's why the DLC for the first Dishonored is better than the actual game, and Dishonored 2 is a massive step back.
Would you put someone who is inherently good because of their upbringing on the same level as someone who is bad because of their upbringing but realize it halfway through and regrets their whole life? Are they just as good in the end?
That's the exact same character arc that Parthenax has in Skyrim.
I would say yeah.
You say yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people say, well, they did bad, so they are bad.
But I don't know.
No, it doesn't mean they're good. Okay, sorry. I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking the person who rose above it was better, was what you were trying to get
Yeah,
at.
Okay, better. Yeah, like I would put them almost on the
But I would
same.
say no.
Because if someone has always been good, then you can't put them below someone who has overcome the bad.
No, but
It's like saying someone who quit smoking is better than someone who never started smoking at all.
No, I think somebody who can quit smoking is much better than someone like me who never started. Personally.
Yeah?
I
would say just the opposite. Just as good.
Just as good. That's what I think. I think just as good.
I admire the I admire
Good on you.
I admire the struggle.
I never started smoking, but I fight my own battles.
I don't smoke. Yeah, well, so do I. But I mean, like,
I think end of the day,
contextually speaking,
Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. Don't have any battles.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
We're talking about one specific example.
Oh, yeah.
I would say it goes example to example. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's the end result. End result determines good.
Case by case.
That's it. Because it's really hard for, let's say, to say, okay, so you have a kid, and he is completely fucked up by his parents his whole life, becomes a murderer, like he lashes out on his dad one time after a long time, and he kills his dad. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing, but he was pushed to it through his whole life.
Yeah.
Regrets it for his whole life and becomes a perfect Samaritan versus someone who had a normal upbringing and was just good their whole life. Are they equal?
Yeah.
In the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'd say so.
Yeah. That's a tough question.
But it's like just because you've done it so much now. It's a Skyrim paraphrase, but Parthenax, the good dragon in the story, other than like Odavig.
Yeah.
He's just like, what is more admirable, to be born good or to overcome your wickedness through sheer determination?
Yeah.
And like that's a great quote.
Well, that's it. I mean,
Parthenax also voiced by the same guy who does Super Mario.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So you know.
That is hilarious to me. Just like, to overcome evil is much better. It's a me.
It's a me. Your mom.
Well, another funny voice actor thing is Curious George.
Yeah.
Does
he talk?
No, he makes monkey noises.
Okay.
Curious George, Sharptooth from the first Land Before Time, and Megatron from the 80s cartoon are also all the same guy. Yeah, it's Frank Welker.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
I'd love to be a voice actor.
Yeah, watch that documentary about
who's that voice
actors. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Great.
Yeah. I think voice actors need so much more credit than they get. They're immensely talented because they have to play in a scene that doesn't fucking exist.
Yeah,
right?
No, absolutely.
Sometimes you don't even get to be in the same room.
Yeah. What's the name of the woman on that documentary that has like one of the most voices, and she's in absolutely everything?
It's either it's Tara Strong.
Tara Strong's the one
she's one of the Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, and also 50,000 other things.
Yeah. So
it's the blonde woman.
Yeah.
It's Tara Strong.
Amazing. Yeah. And like even in her old age, is still able to perform like all of those voices amazingly, and it's so dynamic. It's so different. Like such a talented woman.
I mean, if I would fucking kill to be even like 10% as talented.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
She's not in this game, sadly.
Oh.
Yeah. No. They have
surprisingly
much less talented people in Dishonored.
She was neither Corvo nor Dowd.
Yeah, she was not Corvo, not Dowd, and not Emily, but she would have been a fucking good choice for Emily.
Yeah.
Where the hell was I? All right, Loyalist
Corvo and
Conspiracy betrays Corvo.
Yeah.
Dowd doesn't kill him, fights him, and Dowd basically just tells him, like, I'm sad as fuck. That's worse than death, right? And Corvo's just like, basically, and then lets him go. And he disappears. He teleports away. He blinks away somewhere. But of course, Dowd at this point is the only one, because Corvo's not old enough to be able to stop time with his blink.
Yeah.
Dowd disappears. Who knows how far he got in that second we let him go? But he got away. He did go to Serkonos. He does turn up in Karnaca.
Okay.
So, after Dowd, you have to go after the Loyalist Conspiracy. It's still non-canon as to who's alive and who's dead.
Yeah.
None of them are in Dishonored 2, but the kills are yet to be confirmed.
Okay.
Some time passes between games. I believe it's something like 20 years? Because Corvo was 55 in Dishonored 2.
Okay.
Between games...
He's matured.
Well, he's old now.
Yeah.
So we'll bring between the games we have a comic known as the Wormwood Deceit, which is where there was a witch from the Brigmore Witches who decided to try and take over the continent by poisoning people, basically, to try and get them. And this is unraveled with Corvo and a woman named Alexi Mayhew. And Alexi Mayhew, we will find out about, like, all things considered, if you only play the games, nobody gives a fuck who she is. But if you're part of the lore, or part of the lore boys, Alexi Mayhew was one of the most talented soldiers in the City Guard.
Okay.
She helped Corvo unravel the Wormwood Deceit, and then was eventually promoted at some point between games to Captain of the Guard. Okay. She is, I guess I know I tell people not to play Dishonored 2 if you do. She is the lady who she's the short ginger woman who opens the door for you in the opening sequence of the game.
Okay.
It's Alexi Mayhew, which I think is a fucking great name, not only because my name is Peter O'Donohue, whatever. And there's another book called The Corroded Man, which is it takes place 2 years before Dishonored 2, and it's more about, it's great, eh? Yeah. The Corroded Man. It's about some of the things that happen between games. It's not super, super important. It's not referred to in the games, but it's some of the setup for it where they kind of mixed the high chaos Emily is a dictator and low chaos Emily is a fucking second coming of Jesus Christ.
Patron,
yeah, exactly. Patron of the poor sort of things.
I like how you just put Jesus Christ below dictator.
Well, it's low chaos versus high chaos, right?
Yeah.
So they mix them together where she is a good person, but she is often distracted.
Okay.
And this is why this conspiracy was allowed to happen between games, and this is why people managed to take over the Empire in Dishonored 2.
It's because
she was too busy. That's it. She was too busy having fun with her dad, who's Corvo. I guess I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so Corvo also boned the Empress, and Emily is the daughter.
He is canonically her dad.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You don't get that from the first game.
They
hint at it.
They hint at it in the first one where she has like a picture of you in low chaos that says "Daddy." It's like a picture of Corvo's face.
You act as her father in the first one. But I always assumed I was just a father.
Genetically, you are absolutely Emily's dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I almost don't like that. But.
What?
I said I almost don't like that. I like being the father figure that was there for her.
Oh, not the actual dad? Yeah. Well, the writing in Dishonored 2 is shit, so don't start liking that. Just live in whatever fucking you believe.
Yeah. The same way about his own children. As soon as he becomes the actual father.
The actual father. No. I like meeting a woman that's already got her own kid. Yeah. Ethan, follow me at the Spiteful Cuck. I just got a new Steam name and I love it.
Oh my god, I'll take it. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good for our streams eventually.
Yeah.
So the Corroded Man is mostly about the distractions that Emily and Corvo got up to, opposed to trying to fucking run a government. They just rather do fucking parkour and learn how to fence and shit.
Yeah.
And this leads into Dishonored 2.
Okay.
Dishonored 2. This is going to be a difficult thing for me to elucidate because I'm very bitter about the game.
Don't worry about it.
It's badly written, like really badly written.
Okay.
So
let your bias come through.
You start the game as Emily.
Yes.
Okay. And
I'm following you so far.
It's the 15th anniversary of your mom's death, and the first line that Corvo says, like the first voice line we get, because he was technically a silent protagonist in the first one, but he wasn't. But it's not that he didn't say anything, because you had dialogue choices in Dishonored 1. It's like Skyrim, where you play a silent protagonist, but you don't not have an impact on the conversation.
Yeah,
right? There's no actor, and he is a great actor, which I said in the last episode.
Yeah,
like, I love Stephen Russell. He's incredible, and sadly, I just very much dislike the woman that they got to do Emily.
Yeah, is Stephen Russell the guy from Big Trouble in Little China?
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell.
You're thinking of?
Are they related?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
If I know anything
One last name per family, damn it.
If I know anything about naming, then yes.
Yeah, probably.
They're probably brothers.
If I know anything about Ethan, he's probably right.
That's how I affectate. Yeah.
But the first thing that Corvo says with the voice actor now is like, every year I think it gets easier, but I just blah blah blah. Jessa means death, and it's just like, okay, we all know you're her dad now. Okay, my dad doesn't refer to my mom as Stella in conversation with me. He says your mother,
your mom,
or your mom, or your bitch mother I divorced or whatever. If he's feeling right. But like the fact that like your dad in this game, the first thing he says is refer to your mom by her first name. It's just like, okay, the writing in this is going, okay, hang on a second. And like this game had a bad launch and has a bad opening and has bad acting and bad writing. Like it's fun. Technically speaking, it's a better video game because mechanically speaking, the powers are upgraded and Emily's powers are fucking incredible. Yeah. Like the fact they have two completely unique power sets is something I absolutely adore, and I personally like Emily's Powers more.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which is why when I was doing my New Game Plus run, I did Corvo with Emily's Powers.
Okay.
I think that sometimes that, although launch is so important, if you're pre-ordering, you're buying day one, whatever.
Don't
launch is
pre-order
so
fucking
No,
anything.
don't pre-order anything. And
Ever.
I still stand by that. But and then that happens, but if a game starts badly in launch and gets repaired, honestly, it never gets as good a following as if it was just good on launch.
No.
Which
Well, that's why The Witcher 3 is so hot. It's because that was an open world game that launched with like 2 bugs, where like sometimes your horse would be on a roof, but like
your horse would be on a roof doing push-ups.
that's
Which is a good bug to have, you know what I mean? You look at
Yeah.
your horse doing push-ups, you're like, that's the kind of horse I want.
I feel like there's a lot of games that weren't great on exact launch that are
Absolutely.
wonderful games that you can pick up for like $20 and you'll get a great game that should have been an $80 game on launch and they fixed it.
That's why
And,
I
like,
live in a temporal wormhole and play Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
Destiny 1.
I'm very much opposed to patch culture though.
That's
like,
fine.
I not only because I'm I'm a well-trained PC user, is why I buy things on sale like after the fact. Except in this case, Dishonored. Like I got fucking heartburn to Dishonored too. The fact I buy things like on sale after launch, after patch, like my experience is not like a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you burn the people. The people you're always going to support is the fucking pirates.
Yeah.
And this is always the argument. Is just like you launch some broken garbage, and then it just ends up on Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
Some asshole in his fucking basement fixes it, and the people who stole your shit get the intended experience, fucking open air quotes, right? Whereas the people who paid money that you can give to your employees, who you gave a hard deadline to, and worked like fucking slaves for 14 hours a day to release incomplete shit, are the ones who get punished, right?
That's the thing, exactly. Like, I don't want to punish the devs because they're part of a system that punishes them because they're on deadlines, right?
Yeah,
they're
of
on
course.
It's not the devs. It's
like,
business,
Well, I
man.
think
exactly.
we've all worked on games, right?
Yeah,
I
that's it.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
you two have, right? Yeah.
I work
so-
testing.
Yeah.
I'll report a bug. It'll go to the devs. The devs will say, we really need to fix this. And then business will come back and be like, no, it's not a priority.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
I've worked with cyclical games where they come out every 1 to 2 years, and once it gets to the halfway point,
Yeah.
they're not interested in fixing their old game. They're interested in developing their new game.
Yeah.
And in that, even then, the old game bugs transfer to the new game.
Yeah.
And they don't have a support team that is going on to support the game once it comes out. They're always just moving on to the next thing. So we're forced to try and reach out to fix all the bugs within the first 2 months.
Yeah.
If we don't fix them in the first 2 months,
Too bad. Yeah.
everybody's gonna feel that the next
Fix
time.
them after launch.
Yeah.
I guess it's because of the circles I rolled. I've been approached in person.
Yeah.
Where it's like, why didn't you guys fix this? And I'm like, we just fucking couldn't.
Yeah.
we just didn't have the fucking
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want that to ship. I'm sorry we fixed it 90 days later,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like,
That's it.
we've known, you
Like
know.
we do.
It's like, what was the problem with that? It's like, I don't fucking, well, I do know, but like, I just like,
Yeah.
well, you know.
Because we do like 4 times a year we release new shit for the project that I'm working on, and every single time there's shit that doesn't go right, and like we get a report card or we do a report card to send to the devs at the end, say like, this is how many bugs we found divided by, or no, sorry, this is the number of bugs that were fixed divided by the number of bugs that were found.
Do you guys have a percentage or a ratio?
We
Like, how do you look at it?
it's a
Well, it's the same thing,
it's
but like
a percentage,
how you
and then
how you present it is
Yeah.
we're presenting it to them, like
Yeah.
we're the ones who found them, and we're the ones
Because it'd be like
who are
3 to
doing-
1
who
or
are doing this.
33% success.
So, like,
Yeah.
so we do it A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
F, or whatever. And every single time there's like an A or a B, everyone on the team is like, good job. I'm like, guys, we're testers. This is a bad job. We want to find more bugs than they can fix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's my job as a tester, is to find more bugs than you can possibly fix. But it is frustrating to me as because like I'm on the management side of testing. So when I have a bug that's like, this is a real issue, and the devs are just like, no, we can't afford to deal with it. I'm like, no, like, this is a real fucking issue. Like,
Yeah.
this if it's not directly costing them money. If it's
Yeah.
indirectly costing them money, then it's like, whatever, it's back burner. We'll deal with it then. As soon as it costs them a single cent, they're like, okay, we'll deal with this like right away. You know what I mean? But
I'm on the management side of a customer service team, so we do deal with that. We find all the bugs. Customers are like, hey, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
So then we collect enough of those and then send them off to the devs or the QA team or whoever.
Yeah.
And we're constant. Reddit always finds bugs before we do.
There's like a trillion people on
No, that's it.
Reddit. Yeah.
I mean, we're 20 people for our game. Testing it, and then as every single day, launch day, like be on Reddit. Like I'm on Reddit all day.
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit in the mega thread, just like, okay, these are all the bugs that we found. I'm like, okay, just log them, and then we send them to the devs, and the devs decide how fast I want to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess financially that's fair, but that's the state that Dishonored 2 launched in, and that's like part of why I'm so bitter about the game.
This whole rant to say is that I want to give devs some slack whenever something comes out a little bit unpolished because they have so much on their plate.
Yeah.
If you can pick up a game half the price a year after launch and it is a good game, I still think it should be regarded as a good game.
No, that's fair. Yeah. And like, you two don't have to say anything on this because I currently no longer work in games. I work for a financial company now.
Yeah.
I personally, Peter O'Donohue of the Lore Boys podcast, tell you do not pre-order anything ever.
Yes.
You two, because you're still part of the industry, can have completely separate opinions, and that is fine. Yep. I am drawing the invisible fucking line.
I haven't pre-ordered a game.
I've been burned too many times on.
I haven't pre-ordered a game since 2009.
I own like 6 alpha games right now. Like I've been around every single one of them except for Rust. I'd say I still like Rust.
The only early access I bought was DayZ, and
that's a bad one to buy.
I had some good times with it.
I unchecked early access from my Steam feed. The only thing Steam will show me now is games that might be coming out or are on sale or are on my wish list.
Dude, that's the boss speeding of the echo chamber, though.
No software. Well, there's no software. Like no software, no movies, no early access, no pre-orders, like nothing. For me, it's just like, is this on sale?
Are we gonna crush through Dishonored 2?
Dishonored 2, we're gonna be done.
Yeah.
Dishonored 2 is very relevant to pre-order culture. This is all a good loop. Anyway, Dishonored 2 happens. The Duke of Serkonos shows up, who lives in Karnaka, who is very, very, very poorly acted by Vincent D'Onofrio.
Okay.
Who sounds like a drunk man doing an impression of Vincent D'Onofrio.
I love that idea.
I'll show you like the cutscene. So you know what Vincent D'Onofrio sounds like? We talked about him last time. He's the Bugman from Men in Black. He's he's a Kingpin from Daredevil, right?
Well, you know what he sounds like? I know Men in Black.
Yeah, so he like shows up at the 15th anniversary of the assassination of the Empress Jessamine Caldwin, and now Emily's
they're
the
holding
Empress.
Anniversaries.
Yeah, well, they have like a thing to be sad about or whatever. And then he just shows up. He's like, Emily Caldwin.
Sugar water.
I want to present to you the most incredible gift. Family. And then Delilah walks out of this like carriage, and she's like, also, by the way, I'm your sister. I'm your mom's bastard sister between Eorn Caldwin and Maid, and you being directly related to the previous Empress is idiotic. I'm the real Empress. And then everybody in the room just goes, fucking okay.
No way.
You are dethroned because your bastard aunt shows up and is like, yeah, I'm your bastard aunt. And
But you're Emily Caldwell. You're very clearly the daughter of the Empress.
She's Emily Caldwin, daughter of the Empress, who is the direct daughter of Eorn the Emperor.
Yes.
And the bastard daughter of the Emperor, Delilah Caldwin, instead of Copperspoon now, shows up and just like, I'm the rightful heir, and nobody in their right mind would just be like, absolutely, the fucking bastard daughter of a fucking maid.
None of this makes sense. This is not the plot of Dishonored 2.
This is the opening of Dishonored 2.
You're lying to me.
You're going to live with this
You're lying
for
to
the
me.
rest of your fucking life. And now you're going to look back on all the times I told you not to buy that game, and you're going to be so happy.
It makes so much sense now.
That you didn't buy that game. Delilah shows up.
I think I'm going to buy it.
No, don't do it.
He's never played Dishonored 1, so it might make sense.
It's still fucking stupid. She shows up, and she's like, I'm the real Empress, and apparently had, seeded, fucking sown deceit into the fucking guards around you, and some guy
everyone turns on you.
Yeah, some guy is just like and punches you in the face. Then you choose your character. And then Delilah. Like,
that's a great character choice.
That's such a trope. You get punched in the face, you fall unconscious at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
now
and then,
decide who you are.
Delilah,
answer these 20 questions that will decide your personality and stats.
Delilah, having been banished to the Void, apparently learned a bunch of shit about the Void while she was there for 15 years, and then she managed to actually suck the magic out of Corvo. So Corvo is no longer magical in the intro. You choose your character. Emily or Corvo, doesn't matter. I personally prefer Corvo, but like Emily's powers are better. Then you're woken up in the intro mission. You no powers, which is cool. I think that's neat. The guy who betrayed you kills Alexei Mayhew.
Okay.
Who matters if you read the comic?
Yeah, you mentioned.
She like walks up to him. She's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is happening?" He's just like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it," and then just like guts her and throws her on the ground. He guts her with your sword, and he's just like, because the voice acting in this game is so fucking bad, he's just like, "Oh, so this is the Royal Protector sword. What kind of sword folds in half?" And he just like throws it on the ground. Like,
was that the voice acting or is that the writing?
It's Sam Rockwell's voice acting.
Okay.
Is that
Sam Rockwell?
It's
the Sam Rockwell.
It's Mortimer Ramsey is voiced by Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell?
The Sam Rockwell of Moon fame, one of the best sci-fi movies ever made, has 10 lines at the beginning of Dishonored 2 where he plays a man who makes fun of your sword.
Okay, is this a different Sam Rockwell than the one who appears on F is for Family and who's in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
You're thinking of Bill Burr.
No, one and the same. Because Sam Rockwell plays the Matthew McConaughey-looking cocaine addict in F is for Family. It's same Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Same guy from Moon.
Great actor.
Or from like Seven Psychopaths.
He was in that.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
His voice acting is trash, and the garbage lines they gave to him were bad.
Okay.
Anyway, he makes fun of your sword, kills Alexei Mayhew from the comics, who we have an attachment to apparently, and then you can kill or not kill him as Emily or Corvo.
Okay.
You managed to find a letter from a woman named
Jezebel.
Megan.
Yeah. Fucking Megan.
I can't remember her last name. Well, remember I mentioned Billy Lurk earlier. Megan and Billy Lurk
Is that the stalker for
Megan
Lady Boyle? Billy Lurk.
No,
Lurk.
Billy Lurk was Dowd's protege.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Megan Whale Killer.
You find Megan. You find Megan Trainor. She's got the ship named the Dreadful Whale. She's just like, yo, I was kind of on top of this. I knew this conspiracy was happening. I hoped to get the letter to you sooner, but I didn't, so let's leave. So you go from Dunwall to Karnaca in Serkonos.
Okay.
Find out about this whole conspiracy, where there was a cult of people who managed to pull Delilah out of the void. And there's a tool you've had with you this whole time known as the heart of a living thing. It's the voice it has. It's this heart with a whalebone in it.
Okay.
And it sounds a lot like Jessamine. It's the same actress. Turns out it is Jessamine. It's Jessamine's heart.
Okay.
When she was stabbed through the heart by Dowd, the outsider plucked her heart from her chest, kept it alive, and kept her inside of it to guide you.
And give it to Corvo.
Yeah. And he gives it to Emily, or gives it back to Corvo,
depending on who you play as in the second game.
Yeah, because you do eventually get sucked back into the void from the ship, which is a great scene. Now, this scene is really well edited, actually. So on the ship, you wake up, and you go over to the door, and you like in a normal room, and you go over to the door, and it's locked. And when you turn around, the floor has like collapsed away, and this leads out into the void.
Okay.
Which is like it's very well done. There's no loading screen, nothing like that. There's no stutter. It's all very well put together. You go back into the void, and then but in Dishonored, you actually have a choice to tell the outsider to go to hell. You can play through the entire second game with no powers.
Oh yeah.
Which I've yet to do.
That's cool though.
Yeah, but it is neat.
But Blink is so nice.
Well, yeah, the powers are so good. Where was I? Right, so you meet up with Megan.
Yeah.
On the Dreadful Whale. She takes you to Serkonos, and you have to go on your no-context assassination spree. You kind of figure out who these people are. You have to go to an abandoned mental asylum known as the Addermeyer Institute.
Okay.
To meet a woman named Dr. Hypatia, because you're on the trail of a person called the Crown Killer. Okay. Who has been killing rivals of the Crown, and then people are being like, well, the Empress is having people murdered. We can't have an Empress like that. And that's a stupid fucking thing, because the Empress is not elected.
Yes.
The Empress is not elected. You can just have people killed if you want when you're part of a dynasty.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, your kid is going to succeed you. Right?
No. To an extent, because like
Ethan's got experience with it.
Yeah.
No, but like in real life, you have a dynasty, you need supporters. Like you are if you're an emperor,
so as not to be overthrown.
You're,
but like if people that hate you are being assassinated, and people are just like, man, that Empress is a real fucking killer.
Yeah. Why do you think most world leaders protect the upper class? Those are their real supporters.
Oh yeah.
Those are the ones who have influence and who can influence the middle class and lower class. And also, I mean,
Ethan, if you were a ruler, who'd you kill first?
That's a complicated question.
No, just
that's a good question.
One person.
That's an episode in itself.
One person.
Duarte?
Okay, I'll take it.
Is that good? Is that a good answer?
I don't know who that is.
The president of the Philippines or Thailand?
He's Philippines.
Yeah. Outspoken, like if you smoke pot, you deserve to be killed.
Yeah.
And has led to a lot of people being dead now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Ethan just loves a joint, so that's why.
I just love a good marijuana cigarette.
Yeah, a jazz cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm pretty sure is still kind of probably not an okay thing to say. I don't
Jazz cigarette?
Jazz cigarette sounds probably racist.
I don't know.
Why is that racist? As a white person, am I not allowed to like jazz?
No, you can like jazz, but I don't know if you can call like a joint jazz cigarette.
Maybe back in the day.
I learned it from my boss.
I like jazz, and I like that black people made it. It's cool.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, the whole thing is that you're wrapping jazz and black people up into one package and then saying something cigarette. I don't even see how it's racist because you're not offending anyone unless you think marijuana is bad. And then
you know what it probably was?
I feel like, you know what? If you could call shepherd's pie, but you can't call fucking jazz cigarette. I just don't think your spooky fucking etymology powers are working right now.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think jazz is great, and I think jazz cigarettes make jazz better. And I think that's fine.
This is probably a legacy thing from back in the day. A lot of white people didn't like black people, and a lot of black people were playing jazz, and there was a problem in the white community with marijuana, and they blamed it on the black people.
They did.
And so they called it something that the black people liked, being jazz, and saying like, "Oh, there's a black person."
That's why I'm pretty sure jazz cigarette's not okay.
Okay.
Well, also, like in Back to the Future 1, it's like we don't want to deal with no reefer addicts in the 50s. Right?
I have a couple of black friends. I could not imagine a single one of them being like, "You can't say jazz cigarette."
I don't know.
Referring to a
reefer. We're born in the fucking 90s. No, if any of them have ever even heard that term, so it'd be remarkable. Yeah.
So, Peter, I think you're historically right. But I think today we can say jazz cigarette because we can all like jazz, and some of us can like jazz cigarettes.
That's fine. All right. Yeah. All right.
Exactly. So that's my point.
We've come to a compromise, sir.
Yeah.
But we're also halfway through Dishonored 2 and almost to the end of this podcast, just in case you're a little sleepy.
Let's get there.
And we're going to get to some VR.
It's about dang time.
About dang gone dang
About
time.
their dang time.
Where was I? Get to Serkonos. Get to Karnaka. Unravel the conspiracy.
Which is where Dishonored 2 mostly.
You go to the Addermeyer Institute, which is like an abandoned solarium, which I think is like a mental institution.
Okay.
To find out to meet this woman she's an alchemist named Dr. Hypatia, because she may have a lead.
That's a good name for an alchemist.
The person, Hypatia's a great name.
Hypatia.
What does Hypatia mean?
I don't think it means anything.
Okay.
It's just a good name.
Yeah, cool. Dr. Hypatia.
But that's it. It makes you think.
It means something. It's not a code name. Yeah. Dr. Hypatia is a fantastic name.
Dr. Ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
I still don't know what that means, and you guys explain it to me.
Ambrosia is like the nectar of life. It was in Deus Ex.
It's ether. It's what the gods breathe.
Oh, like Fear and Loathing in Las
Vegas. Back on Mount Olympus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you go to find out what Dr. Hypatia knows about the Crown Killer. Turns out she's being poisoned, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde style.
Oh, shit.
And she is the Crown Killer. Oh!
So she did it when she was Mr. Jekyll.
She has... So the Crown Killer is... something Alex. What the hell is it?
It's her.
No, but it's not. But like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is Dr. Hypatia and like Shadow Alex or something like that.
Shadow Alex.
I don't know.
Alex, but also Dark Alex.
Yeah, Alex, Shadow Alex. Yeah, exactly. So Dr. Hypatia and the Crown Killer are the same person. Canonically speaking, you do cure Dr. Hypatia. You take the evil. You take the Crown Killer poison out of her.
Cure Dr. Hyde and leave Mr.
And then
Jekyll.
she tells you where Anton Sokolov is gone. Who's the guy who did a lot of the science in Dunwall, who I mentioned earlier.
First man into space, Sokolov.
Sokolov, first man into Dunwall space, exactly. He is at a place called the Clockwork Mansion, which is overseen by another eccentric adventurer known as Kieran Jindosh.
Wearing a bowler cap, right?
He,
Naturally.
I think, amputated his thumb and index finger to turn it into a vape pipe because he's got like index finger knuckle tobacco that he can smoke directly out of his thumb.
That's practical.
Like people call him the Vape Lord.
Wow.
That sounds fitting, honestly, because he sounds like the Vape Lord.
So this is one of the coolest levels I've ever seen, and despite the fact that Dishonored is not worth money, the Clockwork Mansion is such a cool fucking level.
Oh, yeah.
Because every room you walk into has like a lever somewhere where the entire room will transform into a different room with different entrances, different exits, different window, different hallways, different stairs.
That's cool.
It's incredible. You get to him, you kill him, maybe you kill him, maybe you don't. And then you take Sokolov back, and he tells you, it's like, oh yeah, well, one of Delilah's closest allies is the leader of the, oh fuck, I can't believe I forgot her name. Hang on. She's the leader of the, like the Royal Conservatory. She's a museum curator. She's
Names
a witch.
are irrelevant. Ideas are
You can
important.
kill her, or you can disconnect her from the void so she loses her magical abilities. The museum is filled with witches. So there's magical enemies now.
Okay.
And the Brigmore witches also share part of Delilah's power.
They would, yeah.
Yeah. They don't survive the disconnection, so it's still the non-lethal option, but if you disconnect Delilah from the void, all of the witches
die.
And all of what are known as grave hounds, which are like these spooky skulls that can materialize into wolves.
Yeah.
All of them just drop immediately and are killed. They either die or are incapacitated the second that the head of the Royal Conservatory is
it continues that theme of, is the non-lethal option the more humane option?
No, exactly, yeah.
The White Walkers, when you kill the White Walker that killed all the people, then all of their followers, like all their zombies that they've turned, when you killed that main White Walker, killed all of them, they died too.
What's a White Walker?
This is the Game of Thrones, which most people out there would know.
I finally found it. Her name is Brianna Ashworth.
Hold on, what's a Game of Thrones?
Well, Game of Thrones is about a bunch of families who think they're right, and then there's some others that think they're right too.
And they're probably going to be an episode one day.
I think
you need a lot of time to get that done.
I think you misspoke. You're thinking of Gypsy Sisters.
No,
Gypsy Sisters.
That sounds like Gypsy Sisters.
See, you think you're right. I think I'm right. That's Game of Thrones, except there's a throne in the middle of it all.
Gypsy Sisters are ladies. They're gypsies. Gypsies believe in magic. Brianna Ashworth of the Royal Conservatory gets
Believes
cut
in
off.
magic?
Her gypsy sisters either die or pass out after being disconnected from the void.
Okay,
Boom.
fair.
Done.
There we go. There's our cut back in.
That's it. That's our thing. Then you have to go to a place called the Dust District because you find out about a guy who had this mansion somewhere.
The Playboy Mansion.
So Brianna Ashworth, you find out from her in the Royal Conservatory that there was a dark ritual performed at the Stilton Manor in the Dust District.
Okay.
Aramis Stilton, at some point, who is a good man, Aramis Stilton didn't deserve any of this. He hosted the Duke of Serkonos, Brianna Ashworth, Kieran Jindosh, and nobody else. Excuse me. Yeah, and
those guys.
and Jesus Christ himself. And they managed to pull Delilah back out of the void because she had been whispering to all of them at some point.
Okay.
Now this has the potential to drive Aramis mad. But this is a cool mission. It's called the Crack in the Slab, and you do get a thing. So your powers are disabled in a Crack in the Slab, but you do get something called the Timepiece, where you can shift between the present and the past. So you can alter the past to solve puzzles in the future.
That's cool.
If you knock out Aramis Stilton, he does not go mad, and he becomes your ally in the present.
Okay.
And another neat thing that changes, Megan Foster, the captain of the Dreadful Whale up until this point, has had one eye and one arm. But if you save Aramis Stilton, he never goes mad, he never attacks Megan, He never takes out her eye, never cuts off her arm. She is completely fine in the present.
Okay.
This is canon, and this is important.
Very cool.
So after you find out how they brought Delilah back from the void, you know how to defeat her. You need to take Jessamine's soul out of the heart, and you need to put Delilah's soul into that to put her soul back into her body and then kill her physical body. Okay? You go to the Duke of Serkonos' manor, you can kill him, or you can replace him with his assassination body double. The body double's a good guy. No results are canon. You go through that whole level. Maybe you do that, maybe you don't. But either way, canonically speaking, you take Delilah's soul, you put it in the heart of a living thing.
Okay.
You finally return to Dunwall from Serkonos. This takes place over like 8 weeks, the second game.
Okay.
You go back to Serkonos. Megan Foster, when you end up on shore, reveals she is actually Billy Lurk, who is there entirely complicit in the assassination of the Empress.
The stalker for the girl earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Dowd's protege. Yeah. She reveals, she was like, I was there when we assassinated
the queen.
The Empress Caldwin. You know, I stole Emily, I kidnapped her, Dowd killed Jessamine, this whole thing. Fucking this is the reason we're all here. Canonically speaking, you do not kill her, but you can if you want.
Okay.
I've choked her out and thrown her over the side of the boat.
Side of the boat.
To make it look like suicide.
Little slip of the tongue there.
I
choked her out, threw her on the bed.
Yeah. No, I threw her off of the boat to make it look like suicide, but I was like, you're guilty, get out of here. So you take care of the Duke of Serkonos, you go back to Dunwall, you take care of Delilah. Okay. Canonically speaking, there is no result yet. You eliminate her, you can kill her, or you can just seal her off one last time with her physical soul now. So she has no more connections to the real world, and you get rid of her. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. And that's the end of Dishonored 2.
Woo!
Now, since Megan Foster canonically got her arm back and her eye, and then did not get killed by Corvo or Emily at the end, she is the protagonist of Death of the Outsider.
Okay.
She decides she wants to find Dowd, who's a very old man now.
Must be, yeah.
Right? And they want to go and kill the Outsider.
Must be like 1850, 1860 at least.
No, it's within a couple of months of the end of Dishonored 2. This all ends in the same kind of span of the same year.
Okay.
She breaks into a vault that has Dowd in it, because Dowd still has his magical abilities. He's still marked by the Outsider. He's very dangerous. She's up against a couple of gangs and a cult. So there's the cult of the Outsider, who are still worshipping the Outsider, and they still have the knife that he was originally sacrificed with 4,000 years ago.
Holy shit,
okay?
Dude. That's quite the relic.
The Outsider appears to Megan and is just like, oh, do you want my mark? She's like, no, fuck you. He's just like, okay, fine. And he grabs her by the arm that would have been cut off in the past. He burns it away and replaces her hand with shards of the void and whalebone.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So that's how
he knows the alternate timeline.
That's how she gets her magical powers.
Okay.
Now the issue I have with the Death of the Outsider, other than the fact that Dishonored 2 is bad and they don't deserve more of my money, is the fact that the person who sets out and ultimately succeeds at killing the source of magic in the Dishonored universe is a secondary character.
Wait, she kills a Leviathan?
No, she kills the Outsider.
Oh, okay.
Or she saves the Outsider. We'll get into that in a moment, but the fact of the matter is, probably the most important fucking thing that has happened over the course of these games is
and the whole thing we've talked about for the past
a secondary
3
character
hours.
Is why wasn't it Emily? Why wasn't it Corvo? Why wasn't it maybe Dowd? I guess
well, after the first one, sure, Dowd makes sense.
That'd be stupid. Like, Dowd hates himself. It'd be a stupid fucking choice.
It'd be a bad choice. It should have been Emily.
The worst choice.
You finished this game, Peter?
No, I didn't play Death of the Outsider.
Okay.
It came out a few days ago, and I watched the speedrun on the way here.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, but
it should have been Emily.
It absolutely should have been Emily, or it should have been Corvo.
At the very least, Corvo.
One of the fucking main characters probably should be the most important person in this fucking world.
Yeah.
But instead, and the gameplay apparently is very simplified. There's no more mana potions. Your mana recharges. There's no more chaos, so there's no more good ending, bad ending. There's no more nothing. It's just like, oh, Dishonored 2 sold badly because we're idiots and released fucking broken garbage, so now we made casual fucking teleporting Call of Duty bullshit. So she goes up against a cult. Right. Billy. She finds Dowd. They go on a couple of missions together. They find the knife that originally... the knife that created the Outsider is also obviously the knife that could kill the Outsider. And she finds the Eye of the Old God, which looks very much like a whale eye. So the Eye of the Old God is presumably a ancient relic that is cast in the image of the Leviathan, who is the whale of the void. Dowd, after one of these missions, passes away quietly in his sleep from being an old man.
Nice. He's
Which
like,
I think
he's like, I don't like Dishonored 2.
He doesn't.
I'm out.
But like, I like Dowd. He doesn't go out fighting. He doesn't go out like an idiot. He dies in his sleep. He's an old man. But his soul goes to the void. So his soul and then Billy go to the void, and they find the Outsider's physical body.
Okay.
It's the body of the man who was sacrificed 4,000 years ago, cast in stone, and then you have the choice of killing him, or you can release him from his bondage where he can be brought into the present and live out the rest of his life as a normal man.
Okay.
Either way, currently the void no longer has a living thing in it, other than maybe the Leviathan. And that's it. We're done.
That's it?
That's the end of Dishonored. The Outsider is dead, or maybe not dead.
Or
the
maybe
fact
not,
of the matter is, the Outsider is gone.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
And basically, nobody made that happen, which makes me sad.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't feel good.
Doesn't hold a lot of weight. Like, the performances in Dishonored 2 are bad. Megan Foster, or Billy Lurk, is played by Rosario Dawson. So she's a good actress.
They got a real star-studded cast.
She's a bad
too,
voice actress, though. And
possible,
Megan Foster is terrible. And Vincent D'Onofrio's Duke of Serkonos is terrible.
There's so much that can go wrong for a voice actor or actress, though. Like whenever,
yeah, but that's why
you go to the studio, you record it, and maybe in the studio, in the frame of what you recorded, that was fire. That was the greatest thing. But then it goes through all the frame of like the modeling and all that stuff, and then it just really breaks down what the actor brought to the table.
I still think, like, I know I'm presenting this way, so like now that we have our wrap up questions, like, what do you guys think of Dishonored? The fact that I present the conclusion as a very bitter thing where a minor nobody is the most important person that has ever been.
Yeah, that's it. I have a qualm with the writing. I haven't experienced the acting.
It's all,
but it's like you say, the writing is like, okay, you guys aired.
If you look at it as somebody, I think if you look on the silent protagonist side of things and try and maintain that, it's like our Cypher has been the most important person. Like, that's always been good. But ultimately, the end. That's where we are now. Billy Lurk at some point releases the Outsider, and the void is currently empty.
I'm gonna completely disregard everything you said, and I'm gonna buy Dishonored 2.
I don't think
just
you
saying
it. So my experience with it is, if I see Dishonored 1 at a convenient price, I'll pick it up.
Absolutely.
It is at a convenient price right now.
Yeah, it's always at a convenient price.
You can get it used for like no more than $15.
MSRP, like a digital copy.
What consoles though?
Yeah, no, but MSRP even for a digital version
PS4.
with all of the expansions, which are the best part, you could probably get for $20.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
so
the vanilla game is great.
I don't think I can play it on PS4. I would have to play it on PC, and
which would be better.
AI. How old is the game?
It came out in 2012.
4 years now,
but it's on
5 years. Yeah.
It's like stylized art on the Unreal 3 engine, so it runs like greased lightning.
I could run the first one.
I actually remember, completely tangential, when you and I first met, Peter. One of my first times meeting you was I went to your place and you were playing Dishonored in your room, and I had never played it before.
Oh, really?
And this just came to me, and I was like, you were playing it. You were playing it on your PC.
I remember that.
I walked. I was
because I was in the room next to the door.
I was visiting Oren.
Yeah,
I heard this story, and then you guys made out passionately.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
You know.
Exactly.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. So, Ethan, if I wanted to make out with you passionately, where could I do that?
Hit me up on @EthanTheDeadMan on Twitter and Instagram, and that's where you can find me.
Yeah. James, if I wanted to make out with you passionately,
you could do it anytime, but if anybody else would like to, you can find me at JAYMILLK on Twitter. Usually I give out my Facebook, James the Miller, on Facebook. And also this week I'll give out my PSN. If you are Destiny players, add me up. I'm 284. I'll run the raid with you. JAYMILLK 64 is my PSN. And Peter?
I'm at Pete O'Donohue on Twitter. We are the Lore Boys on Twitch now, which will be coming up soon. We'll announce that on the internet. We're Lore Boys Podcast on Instagram. And Ethan, if somebody wants to throw some money at us, if somebody is like the Duke of Serkonos, absolutely sick to death. Their cup runneth over with orgies. What could they get from Lore Boys Premium?
Well, you guys know that we have now unlocked the secrets of time travel.
Absolutely.
Everybody who's been listening. So we're actually, our big money-making scheme, as soon as we unlock the secrets of time travel, has been, we're just going to give you exam answers. So if you have a test, if you're applying for your license, you're at the DMV, you need a little help, we will show up on the spot, traveling from a wormhole from the future, and we will tell you future driving practices.
Exactly.
And
I will materialize from shattered glass in front of you and hand you an answer.
Shattered glass and whale bones.
Please be advised that this does not include sports almanacs,
Nope.
lottery numbers,
No.
anything like that. Only exams.
Don't try and cheat the system.
Listen, asshole.
Please.
Back to the Future 2 is a movie. That is completely unbelievable.
That's not real.
Also, we did
okay.
try. Our original idea for our subscription service was to bring back family members so you can meet them one last time, but their shades were a bit unstable.
Yeah. And also,
it was tricky.
And also, every time we brought back one of your family members, someone in your family would have to pay the price in flesh. Of reconstituting them.
Which is like really difficult if the person you bring back is like taller than the person you sacrificed because it's like they're incomplete. It's all.
It was a real Full Metal Alchemist situation.
Yeah,
it wasn't worth
it's all terrible.
Yeah.
But as far as like the alchemy of bringing back forgotten relatives go, that constitutes a Lore Boys.
Out.
Out.